it foggy outside. All the planes have been grounded. Ain't the fire inside? Let's all go stand around it. Funny, I've been there, and you've been here. We ain't had no time to drink that beer.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sandman podcast. I am your host, Brian W. Tosh, joined as always by our resident hack checker, Oliver Fullington.
Yo.
Our producer and co-host, El Hilo del Hack, Tyler Fullington. And the man whose stories got stories, the hardcore icon. He's got 99 problems, but bananas ain't one. The Sandman. Hack, how the hell is it going today?
NFL football is back today.
My ears hurt now.
Dude, I'm psyched.
Yeah.
I'm just psyched. After college football started last week, all three of us sat here and watched freaking like 4, 5, 6 games, dude. It's the greatest. It's great right now.
I love this time of year. It's the best. I mean, you're going to have playoff baseball.
I mean, as soon as you step out the door in the morning, you can feel it.
Yes.
In the air, you're like,
yeah, you got that little chilly. You're like, all right, football's back.
Football. Guys, I know you guys were all in the Survivor pool that locally is ran here, and I took a bye week this week. We have a bye week in the pool.
A Survivor pool is you. Everybody pays money, and you're in the pool as long as you can pick one single solitary winner a week.
Yes.
And you just got to win the game. It's not against the spread or anything like that. No betting lines. It's just what football team you think is going to win the game that week.
But you can't take the Eagles every week. You take the Eagles, they're done. You take Baltimore Colts, they're done. You can't use them again the rest of the season.
Yeah, they got their shit on that Mayflower truck and drove from Indianapolis back to Baltimore.
I was thinking of something to say.
You said Baltimore
Colts. Yeah, the old.
He's old school, guys.
Yeah,
Give him a break.
Yeah. I don't know if he's that old school.
I know, but I still say
he's Johnny United States.
The Raiders to me are still from Oakland.
Okay.
Well, that's a little bit more.
I'll cut you some slack with San Diego Chargers.
I was going to say that in the Chargers, yeah.
Baltimore Colts, hack. I mean, come on, that's 90.
What do you mean, San Diego Chargers?
They're in LA now.
They're in LA.
Oh, shit.
News break.
I know, dude. I don't care about any of that. No, dude, I just don't care about it.
That's an early hack
I still
check.
call them the San Diego Chargers.
I'd
It's like saying the Redskins, like the Washington Redskins.
I actually saw something on Twitter the other day that people were signing a petition to change it back to the Redskins.
Well, that's interesting.
Listen, I don't know if the Kansas City Chiefs can have their name. Listen, I know the Redskins
is a little derogatory.
I don't know how true it is, but they were said that like even Native American groups were signing on like, nah, we want it back.
Have they really? Well, yeah, because they stopped getting publicity after a while. So they're like, yo.
That's a great segue because that's my NFL prediction this year. I actually really like the Commanders this year. I think they have a decent chance of winning the NFC East.
They've always.
That is my.
They're number 2, supposedly above Dallas.
I like the coach. I like the quarterback. I think it's a different culture. They're different teams.
Who's their coach?
You got
Dan Quinn.
Dan Quinn.
He was the Falcons head coach, the ex-Cowboys defensive coordinator.
Who's their offensive coordinator?
That I don't know. Off the top of my head.
You guys nutty. I
just like Daniel. I like Daniels a lot. I think Daniels is going to be a player. And,
they've always had a good defense. I mean, they play the Eagles tough every year, so it's hard for me to say. Because we see them up front, and they're in our division. But
they have a soft schedule too. Being a last place team, you always get a really soft schedule the next year. And I don't know.
New ownership. I mean,
check this out.
They have the Sixers/Devils owner, which I can't believe this guy owns 2 rival teams.
Hey, they gave us Jahan Dotson, so thank you.
Yeah, we'll take it.
But the thing is now is that since 1990. That there's been at least 4 different teams in the playoffs every single year. So there's no reason for me to discount really anybody.
Right.
Because back in the day, shit didn't change that much. You know what I mean? But now,
Well, right, and there was less
sometimes
playoff
6.
teams, so,
Last
yeah.
year, there was 6 different playoff teams.
Yeah, that's what the NFL is all about. It's all about parity, and it's
Yes.
about giving your team hope every
Well,
year.
yeah, and it's also about freaking strength of schedule.
Yeah,
Right.
That's
Well,
that's
and-
part of why I like the Commanders. They
and-
have one of the softest schedules in the league.
And think about like the Houston Texans. Like they had the first overall pick the previous season, got C.J. Stroud, and I think they traded up for like the number 4 pick and picked the D end Will Anderson. But dude, they were in the divisional round of the playoffs last year. Like they
Yeah.
went all the way from first pick in the draft to divisional round of the playoffs. So, like you said, anything. I mean, you get a quarterback.
I think the Bears could
Yeah,
do the
I
same
mean,
thing, maybe.
yes.
Yeah, the Bears
like
absolutely
you get a
could.
quarterback.
End up in the wild card.
Yeah,
like,
they
game.
could. Yeah, absolutely.
Easily.
So, all right, let's go around here real quick and let's go one Eagles prediction, number 1 for season record, and also an NFL prediction. So I already gave my NFL prediction. I'm going to go Birds record. I'm a little bit down on the team for whatever reason. I'm going to go 9-8 this year for the Eagles.
That's it? That's your only
Wow.
prediction?
Well, no, I already
Right.
said the
He said
Commanders.
he
I
thinks
said
the
Commanders
Commanders are
good
gonna-
playoff team.
That makes me want to vomit that you just said that.
I'm just a little down. I can't.
9 games?
Yeah.
Who the fuck do you think we are? Some bottom of the barrel franchise?
No, but I'm just
all right,
saying.
here we-
Listen,
all right, I'll wait till mine.
I have my doubts about Sirianni,
Jesus.
and I also think that if Kelsey and Cox thought that this team could compete again, they probably would have not retired in the offseason. That's just kind of been in the back of my mind all offseason.
It's a fair. It's a fair point.
That's a fair evaluation.
I'm just saying that's why I'm a little
I
bit
don't know
down on
about Cox. I agree with Kelsey more than Cox because I think Cox should have
He
retired
was
the year before.
yeah, he was at the end of the road.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think Kelsey's body was just beat to hell, especially after all the tush pushes and everything. Like, dude, he was and not to mention, I mean, the dollar signs that ESPN or whoever was like throwing
dude.
at him. Like,
He knew his podcast was blowing up.
Right,
Dude,
like,
next
just
thing
got
you know,
$100
they
million
signed $100
for it.
million deal.
yes, but it doesn't replace that competitive drive
sure.
that you have.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
I'm sure he would have wanted to win another Super Bowl if he could.
But as long as you're all right, Kelsey. Now he's been in a lot of Eagles practices and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But like, if you think about it, like moving on in careers. You know what I mean? Because you got to do something. It's like pro wrestlers that get fired, like back in the day, would end up drinking and taking drugs and dying. But so you got to have another career. You know what I mean? So I think that Kelsey saw that opportunity, and I think that easily jumped to it.
Yeah. Ollie, what do you got for the Birds record this year and an NFL prediction?
Just like any NFL prediction?
Yeah, any NFL prediction.
All right, I'll go Caleb Williams for Rookie of the Year.
Okay. Solid.
And for the Birds, I'm going 13. It's 17 games, right? So I'm going 13-4.
Okay.
13-4. All right.
Yikes.
Okay.
I don't know. We have 2 new coordinators. You know what I mean? Sirianni, dude, I cannot listen to his interviews anymore. Oh my God.
What does that have to do with anything?
Well, no, he's just talking.
Who
Just an observation.
I know, but it's like,
Yeah.
who cares what his interview sounds like?
I know.
We win football games.
Because I was going to tell a little story today from the radio that Charles Barkley was on with Missinelli. So the Sirianni's, you know how he's always late to his freaking interviews and shit like that. Sirianni's on time, but Missinelli decided to stay with Charles Barkley, talking to the Stanley Steamer cleaner dude that was coming to his house instead of going to the Sirianni freaking press conference.
Really?
Well, the
Yeah.
Stanley, that's way more
What is that?
interesting.
Who?
I just heard. No, he's just talking about
What does that say?
No, that is just saying that from oh my God,
He's
I'm
more-
gonna punch this kid in the face. What does it say? It says the Sirianni says nothing during his press conferences.
No coach does.
But okay, I'm going 10-7 out here. Let me cut it to the quick, Ollie. I'm going 10-7, and Smith will have 1,700 yards this year.
Devontae
Devontae
Smith?
Smith?
Yep.
Wow.
All
Okay,
right.
so you love Devontae Smith more than A.J. Brown.
Dude, they said he took a jump. I was listening to somebody today that said that he's taking that leap.
Okay. Wow.
He's progressed every year.
I actually think Devontae's going to have more yards than AJ.
Interesting. Okay. And,
I think we got a
I don't know about
fire
1,700. I don't know about 1,700, but
that's like
I think he's gonna have more than AJ.
He might have half of that in like 15 catches.
I mean,
Literally.
17 games, that's about 100 a game average.
He's going to have a
that's a lot.
250-yard game easily. I'm telling you, dude.
He's a big play guy. I mean, I love him.
He said his footwork now, jocks were dropping everywhere defensively whenever he was working against another team in a practice.
Okay. And Ty, what do you got for Birds record and NFL predictions?
So I'm going to go Birds 11-6. The middle of their schedule is a little tough, and I can see possibly them stumbling a little bit in the beginning of the year just because new coordinators, the defense is young and adjusting. So I like Saquon to have a big year for them. I mean, he's never had this much talent around him in the Giants offense that he's been playing with before, so I can see him having a very big year.
Yeah, like a fourth option.
Right.
Having like 850 yards passing.
Yeah,
Right.
compared to being like everything's counted on you.
Like, you're literally game planning against him specifically every week. Like, now you got AJ, like you said, Devontae, Goddard, like even Jalen Hurts, you have to worry about him running and passing. So,
Well, the Eagles, that's what the Eagles coach's thing is going to be. It's like, how much can you change your playbook week to week? Because, hey, Devontae's going to have a 200 day receiving yards. You know what I mean? Freaking our running back's going to have 150 a day. So it's like, which one do you decide to attack? But how do we disguise what we're doing is the problem.
That's true.
That and, fresh offensive line, like we said, without Kelsey. There's some new pieces in there. Jurgen slide over from guard, and, Mekhi Becton at guard. We'll see if he's even able to stay healthy.
Yeah, dude, that's it.
And so that'll be interesting. But just the amount of weapons that they have, I think things will work out for him. And as far as the NFL goes, I think Aaron Rodgers is going to show everybody that he's still Aaron Rodgers. He's going to be right up there in the MVP conversation, I feel, and we will have a Jets-Chiefs AFC Championship game, and the
wow,
and
Jets, Jets,
oh
Jets,
my God,
Jets.
that's a Steve Carino wow.
and the Kansas City Chiefs will three-peat.
Wow. All right. Those are some interesting predictions.
I agree with this three-peat.
You agree with the Chiefs three-peating?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's got to happen. In
the defense.
No one's ever done it. No one's ever done it in the Super Bowl era.
If somebody's
That's how hard
gonna,
it is.
if somebody's going to do it, I mean, Andy and
Dude, if he
Mahomes.
three-peats, does he jump Belichick then?
I think so.
I think it's possible he's no. I think it's
I knew you
no.
do.
No, I think it's possible he may be better than Belichick already. Just in the sheer fact that he's done it with two organizations.
And hasn't got caught cheating yet.
He didn't win. Fair. He didn't win a Super Bowl with the Eagles, but he's been to the Super Bowl with the Eagles. 5 NFC Championship games, and then moved over to the Chiefs. And what he's been able to do with Pat Mahomes, 1, 2, been to 4. Two different organizations. Belichick did it with one organization and one quarterback, and when that quarterback left, he's out of the league right now. Not saying he should be out of the league, but he's out of the league right now. But, I think Andy has an argument.
I think Belichick's got 8 Super Bowls. 8's more than 3.
Listen, I understand. I'm just saying, two different organizations, two different quarterbacks.
Yeah, so Andy will have 5 with a 3 in a row, with a three-peat.
No, he'll have 3.
4.
He only has 4. I'm sorry. That'll be his 4th.
Yeah,
okay.
4th.
That'll be his 4th. Yeah. You're right. So I still would give it to Belichick because of the just 8. It's like, I don't know if that's
dude, I can't argue. I'm just saying there's an argument, I think.
I mean, Andy is steady Eddie as a coach. He may go down as one of the winningest coaches of all time. He's already climbing that list every year.
He's close. I think he's within 25 or something like that.
He's going to have to coach a couple more years.
Well, Belichick's within 17, I think it is.
Yeah, Belichick would have to coach 2 or 3 more.
Right,
together.
And Andy's
creeping
10, 15 behind him.
Yeah,
well, Andy's going to get them quicker than Belichick. Well, Belichick.
Right. You would think.
I don't think Belichick's ever going to go back to coaching.
Really?
Well, unless somebody offers something like
We'll be-
50
we'll be-
million.
we'll
but-
be in the league
dude,
next year.
once you get that easy life of talking for you know what I'm saying?
I still think he's got that
Talking
drive.
for a living, your wife's happier because you're around more. You might not be happy.
Well, he's got a young-
he's
he's got a
going to
young-
want to get away from that
Yeah,
24-year-old
he's got a young
girlfriend. He's going to be
piece.
spending too much time with
Bill's
her.
going to coach next year.
Yeah, I think so too.
Or maybe the Eagles. if things don't
Seriously?
go right.
Bill's going to be coaching the Cowboys next season.
I can see
Speaking
it.
of Billy, did you see he just got on Instagram?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, but what did he call it?
Insta-face. That was always his joke with the
Yeah,
Patriots.
that was always, yeah.
He would always joke with the Patriots in meetings. He wanted the guys to stay off Instaface.
So you know his girlfriend was like, "Daddy Bill, you need to get on Instagram."
Yeah, I gotta send you memes.
We're on to
Daddy,
we're on to
Does
we're
she
on to
call
Sunday.
him Coach?
I don't know. Jeez.
Hey, coach.
That's too funny.
Yeah, Daddy Bill, you need to get on Instagram. We're on to Sunday. We're on to Sunday.
We'll keep you guys posted on how we're doing in our Survivor pool throughout the weeks here. And
Oh, we didn't give our picks for the Survivor pool.
oh yeah, that's where you're right. Okay, so Survivor pool, we get a bye week in this pool, and I'm taking my bye week
You
this week.
pussy.
Yeah, because it's the only week you can use it.
Yeah, you're a
You don't know
stiff.
if you're going to make it the next
Yeah,
week. So Hack
so-
and Tosh are taking
I'm
their
taking a
bye.
bye.
Yeah, Hack's taking a
Oliver,
bye.
you're taking the Bengals,
Yeah, I
correct?
took the
the Bengals
Who
to
they playing?
beat
England.
the
New England.
Patriots,
Okay.
and I'm taking the Saints to beat Carolina.
All right, so we'll keep you guys posted.
So
throughout
you
the
guys
weeks.
are fucking beating up on the supposed scrubs of the league.
We'll see.
Well, that's the plan.
We'll see.
Right.
We'll see who lasts longest out of this group, and we'll let you guys know who ends up winning the pool as well. So, certainly excited for football season kicking off today. This
Yeah,
will
and
be
if
out
you
Monday.
guys got any picks or anything, send in the listener questions for the following week. Anything
Yo,
you got?
dude, send us in like a bold, like a badass, bold prediction. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a great idea. This week, guys, I know we watched WWE's Bash at Berlin in Berlin, Germany. They had one of their highest grossing cards ever for a live event.
I was surprised to hear that.
For a non huge stadium show. They announced that on the show, and it was
Yeah,
again.
because they charged a shitload for the ticket.
That's what I was going to say. Not surprised that they got fans to go. Just surprised that the largest grossing,
I loved when they announced that too. The fans were like cheering. They were like, "Yeah, we paid a lot of money to go to this." Yeah, it's like what
Yeah, but wait a minute. What did he say that again? What highest grossing?
for an arena show. So not counting
one
all
of
their
the
stadium
highest.
shows.
Yeah, right.
Right,
right.
so-
So what's the difference between an arena and a stadium?
I guess it would be the
Like 30,000
the capacity.
people.
I know, but what's the breaking point? Is it 40,000?
I would say, yeah. I'm not really sure how they classified it, but
Yeah, it's probably like yours, like, oh, well, he's had to have 5 matches in ECW so Ty can pick him. One of your arbitrary numbers.
we have a
here.
great question about that later, by the way.
Nice.
So we'll get to that.
Listen, Jake the Snake was on the show.
But he was on this show. Doesn't count, by the way. It was not an official ECW show, but so WWE's Bash at Berlin show. The show kicked off with Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens.
Love that.
For an opener, man, this was
I
really,
just
really cool.
love that starting out. Joel Goodhart would put me and JT Smith and give us I was bleeding every single match. I was almost like since the very beginning. You know what I mean? And he would let us do whatever we want, go outside the ring, do whatever. He goes, "Yeah, I want to start the show hot."
They've kind of
This is starting the show hot.
They've kind of
Yeah.
stole that from AEW because AEW was doing that. Like,
Well, they
sending
stole
out, like,
that
their-
from Joel Goodhart.
Well, I think
I'm not saying. I mean, ECW used to kind of do that as well. You know what I'm saying? Like starting off the show hot, but like WWE used to never do that. But AEW started off like their dynamites with like MJF versus whatever for the belt or whoever, and then like WWE was like, oh shit. Well,
I think it's more of Triple H doing what he did with the NXT takeovers, where they're the small cards. They're 5-match shows versus like an 8 or 9, and you start them off. You go real hot right away, and you only give them a little, so
it
they
makes
want
sense.
more.
It makes sense.
And
Dude,
it's
you know how much money they're saving right now compared. There would have been at least 60 dudes in the locker room for that pay-per-view overseas back in the day when I was there.
right.
And they would have used half of them because they had like 10 matches back then or whatever. But all this overkill of other guys because it's like, well, let's bring it in case we need you or something. You know what I mean?
They're saving on paydays. Is what you're saying?
Yeah, dude, you got See, now think about this. Now, I got paid in for the WrestleMania 23.
Yes.
Okay. I got paid $40,000, and I was in an 8-man tag match, but I was number 5 on the card out of 8, and Bobby Lashley was the 8. So all of us got paid $40,000 for that match. I think Van Dam complained that he ended up getting more, but that's 8 guys at $40,000, so that's $320,000 for a 5th-rated match.
Right, so if it's a one-on-one match, then you're getting
Bobby Lashley got paid $500,000 for that match and complained and got fired.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was...
You know what I mean?
He was involved in one of the highest grossing matches of all time, so maybe the payout was a little lower.
But it's all highest grossing at that point.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or whatever size. There was 80,305
But he was arguing at that
people.
point, so I guess he had a gripe.
Yeah.
What, dude? You get $500,000 and you're a black guy working for Vince. I'm telling you, you say thank you, sir. Can I have another?
Yeah, listen. I mean, if I get that, I'm not complaining.
You know what I'm saying?
I think...
but I want to bring it like full circle because I actually remember why I started this.
All right.
Was that you got 5-6 matches that WWE's doing right now, and literally I've been in the locker room. There's been 120 people in the locker room on a Monday night. You know what I mean? So they didn't care about that. But now the TKO's got a hold of it. They're like, well, all right, we're doing these 10 matches. These are these 16 people total that are going overseas.
All right, well, heck,
that will help you in your payday also, because when I was there, I went to SummerSlam. Oh, you were with me, and you were with me in the Mets in the Mets.
It was in Prudential Center. But
all right, whatever. Yeah. I got paid like $2,500 just to be there.
That was going to be my question. What did you get paid for just going?
Unnecessary overhead.
Dude, $2,500 for being there, and I think we left before the first match, didn't we? I knew I wasn't working. I was pissed because they told me that I can't drink beer anymore because Austin came back on that SummerSlam, and he was drinking beer. I'm like, fuck, I'm out of here. And had no problem with it whatsoever. Well, because I knew you don't bring your bag into the locker room with you. Here's the deal. If you're late for a Monday show, they used to have referees that would like write you down, like who's late. They would actually stand in the parking lot outside the buildings.
Well, because you had to be there at what, like 1 p.m. or something?
12, 1 p.m., you know what I mean? So one, if you're late, easily you can show up 3 o'clock, but you don't bring your bag in with you. You go get your bag 2 hours later after that rev's done all of his watching who comes in.
Right, so if you're just walking around with no bag, they think you already been there.
I've been there. You're just out there for a cigarette, out there for a walk on your phone. You bring your bag in at 3 o'clock, you're screwed. You might end up getting fined or something like that, but... all right.
No, for any workers out there listening, take a listen into Hack's tips.
If you're late, dude.
Leave your bag in the car.
Leave your bag in the car.
Okay, so that's SummerSlam. I wasn't on the card, but I knew they were going to pay me for going up there. I never brought a bag into the building, so nobody even questioned when I walked out. You know what I mean? I'm walking out with a bag before the show even started because I'm like, I know I'm not on the show, but they want you to be there for the whole show.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Well, this match...
I was home by halftime.
Dude, you can't possibly stay 3 hours for $2,500. Yeah, no way. Can't possibly.
Yeah, you couldn't possibly want to watch SummerSlam in the back. Yeah.
No, because I'm watching it on a little monitor. There's 25 people, and we're watching like a 23-inch screen TV.
So back to this match, the opener, Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens. This was a babyface match, but you were given a little bit of a hint on is Owens going to turn here? They did on SmackDown the night before. He did a promo, Owens, saying that Cody hurt his knee on the tour and that he was hiding it, and Cody was denying that he had a knee injury. They did a spot where Cody went up for a cutter off the top rope, and then he kind of like sold the knee.
How many times is he going to get screwed in doing that move? How many times is Randy going to get screwed, like going in, like RKO? I don't know. It's the business is changing. When you had a finishing move, nobody screwed you out of your finishing move 3 different times during a match.
Yeah.
You know
You're
what I'm
saying
saying?
kicked out? Guys kicking out of
No,
stuff? Or,
like reversing it. Like Cody's going for the
reversing it.
cutter,
Okay.
and then they catch him and like body
Well, it's
slam
like a
him or,
signature
whatever.
move. It's not his finisher. The finisher is the crossroads. The cutter is like a
Yeah,
setup.
well, then I'll give you RKO and the match that he had on
We'll
the
get to it.
pay-per-view.
Yeah, we'll get to that. The main
You know what I
event.
mean? How many times can you get out of that move?
Yeah,
But I hate it.
3. Gunther did it.
He sells the knee going
Which he
up on
wasn't
the
selling
ring.
the whole
I
match.
know.
and
I don't
and
believe
it's
the knee
BS.
injury.
And then the finish, he puts his knees up on Kevin Owens' swanton, and
I
he
hated
hits
the finish.
knees, and then, he's got to
needed
hit
more.
He's got to hit 9 crossroads
And I
in
didn't-
order.
I know.
we talked about
Dude,
this.
you're killing the move.
We talked about
You're
this.
killing the freaking move. Why do it?
Well, it's they all do the kick out of finishers. Like he kicked out of 2 stunners.
I know,
You know what I
it
mean?
makes
Like
no
it's not.
sense. It makes
Yeah.
no sense.
know
Why
everybody-
have a finisher when it's really not a finisher? Is Cody's move a finisher anymore?
No.
No.
It is to most guys. Like
I know,
most
it's
guys on
to
the
your
show.
average freaking fan, but to everybody else, it's like, all right,
On a
seriously?
pay-per-view show or a big
Nobody's
match.
buying that as a false finish when he hits. If he's
What, the first one?
The first one, no.
Everyone's
The
like,
second-
let me go to the bathroom and take a piss.
The second one, no.
No,
It's like
right.
the third finish has to be the
Right.
finish.
Yeah, dude, it's weird how the business has gotten like that.
Yeah, it's-
So as a worker, like, why aren't you changing and being the only one that? Listen, you ain't gonna reverse this. I'm only gonna attempt it one time, and the one time I attempt it is the finish. If I
Well,
was a
that's
worker
your job.
working, if I was a worker working now, that's what I would do.
Yeah, so you don't use your finish. I mean, you're
You don't
working
even
with your
attempt
boy.
it.
You're like, dude, I'm not going for it until it's the end.
Right.
Agreed.
Yeah, you don't
That's
even
how I
attempt
would
it.
be. Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Then and you hope that somebody in the other company's not doing it 3 different times. You know what I mean? But you can't help
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
But
right.
all you can control is what you're
You
doing
can
in the
control,
ring.
right?
So they did trade a bunch of finishers. Owens hit the stunner. Cody kicked out. Owens went for a pop-up powerbomb, but then Cody countered that into 2 crossroads. He went for a third one, but then Owens hit a stunner. Cody kicked out of that. The crowd was going nuts at this point. So whether or not we
Crowd
think,
was great the whole
Yeah,
show.
right?
Yeah.
Like whether or not we think that finishers are not being protected.
Oh my God, the crowd would have been freaking great with DC Drake and Larry Winters out there. I mean, the crowd, you know what I mean? The crowd's badass. One
Yeah.
that lets, like, I spent way too much time trying to figure out what they're chanting. You know what I'm
I
saying?
like the counts
Because
in
I'm an
German.
idiot.
The Einzwei.
Einzwei.
Yeah, I like that. I like that
I
for
knew
the one.
that.
Yeah.
You know
We
what
were
I'm saying?
watching the show, and I was like, what's one in German? It's like, eins, zwei, drei, bye. He whipped
Vier,
off like
fünf,
1 to
sechs,
8 in
sieben,
like
acht,
German. I'm
nine,
like,
zehn.
yeah.
Yeah.
Catch, sink, sank.
Then Owens went for a senton. Cody got the knees up, like you were saying, Ty. And then he hit another crossroads, and he got the win. Then
Wait a minute, hold on. Before that, I got a note here that I liked. It was a duck under shoulder spot by KO into a pump handle.
I'm trying to remember that.
I don't
in the
I
remember.
match.
don't know, but I just like that spot.
Was that
and the
the
top
twisting-
rope
was
big brainbuster was really
Oh, the
good.
twisting suplex kind of thing that he hit.
Yeah.
That was really good. There was a lot of good stuff in the match.
There was a couple good spots.
I enjoyed this match a lot. Like, and I don't know kind of where you're going. Is Owens going to turn heel? Is this? I mean, are you building up to Cody Rocket Mania? There's a lot of things in play here that I'm not
I
really
know, but when
sure.
I'm watching it, I wasn't even considering any of that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, look, I really enjoyed the work in this match. I'm going to go 4 stars on it. I think it was a
Easily.
really good opener. I thought they both delivered, and it was just a really good match. Ollie?
I'll give it like 3 stars.
3 stars. Okay.
I mean,
give
like,
it like-
like the match is good, but to me, like Cody's title run hasn't meant anything to me.
well, because I think
It's just
a lot,
been completely lackluster.
it's a lot of placeholder stuff.
Yeah,
you
put
know
him
he's going to
against
win.
Randy Orton.
You know he's going to win.
Exactly, which is why I half-ass
Yes.
feel like he still shouldn't have the title, but that's another argument for another day.
Well, Howie, I'll tell you, back in the 60s and the 70s, Bruno Sammartino had the title, and everybody knew that there was no way he was losing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He had the belt for like 9 years, maybe 6 years at one point.
I know, I mean, maybe
straight.
other people like it, I just don't care for it.
Yeah.
Right.
Hack, what do you give the match?
I got to maybe a hair more than even 4.
Okay.
4.25.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. I thought the work was really, really good in it. Ty?
Base 12.
I'll give it a 2. I didn't like the match at all.
2?
Yeah,
Wow.
I didn't like the match at all.
Okay.
I really didn't. I've seen the same thing, and Kevin the fake I'm going to go after his knee. I'm not going to go after his knee.
I don't care for that.
And then, Cody gets on the top rope, sells his knee, and then he uses his knees to block Kevin's swanton, and then and you don't sell the knee after that, and you use 9 crossroads. I
He
can't.
knows what he's talking about.
I don't disagree with his
damn.
critiques.
That's why
I'm a little bit easier on that. You know what
I
mean?
really
You
enjoyed the
can't
match.
I know.
you can't get on the top rope and sell the knee and act
Right.
like it's a big part of the match, and then use your knees to block his swanton,
Right.
not sell
Just
it
roll out of the way.
as part of the finish. As part of the finish, like you just can't do that. I
get it. It's funny how though, like I can let some things go in a match, but I can't let other
I'm
things go in a
completely
match.
hypocritical
Yeah.
when it comes
No,
to
no, no,
You know
judging
what I
matches.
mean? It's weird.
There's no
But
rhyme or
once you
reason. It's
start-
whatever.
Dude, I have to change my 4.25 now.
You're going down to a 4?
Like,
No, I'm going down to
like
a 3.
Wow.
like
Because
I
he's
under-
right.
Like, I understand that I'm pretty hypocritical when it comes to matches, because sometimes I like the goo goo gaga bullshit, and then other times it doesn't work for me. So, like, I understand when I'm judging shit, like, I may seem hypocritical, but it's what I felt in the moment. I'm like, dude, you can't do that. You're the world champion. You can't just get on the top rope and sell your knee, and that be a big reason why you aren't doing a move, and then use your knees to block something for the finish.
I hear what you're saying. It's a logic.
Oh my
it's,
God, I
it's-
thought I was bad.
It's a lapse in logic. I hear what he's saying.
I know, but he made total sense there.
Yeah.
Jeez, I gotta start looking at my whole rating system.
Yeah, if one of your friends is not
No,
involved.
seriously, I do. It's so weird. It's like that. Like I'm like such a stickler for some things, but I let all that pass in the match.
And so do
You
I
know-
at times.
you know what
like
I
when
mean?
I'm like in other matches, like, and I fully understand that. Like
That's why I gave it a 3. I'm like, I've seen it.
I agree with you that, like, when I was watching that match, I'm like, I've seen this 100 times. So
Yeah.
like I wasn't as, not to say it wasn't a good match, but like for me, I just wasn't as entertained.
I just fucking saw my last note right here. No selling super kicks. Freaking horrible.
When they went like
Super
back and
kick,
forth,
super
yeah,
kick,
they went
super
back
kick,
and forth,
super-
yeah.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah.
For
Then all this other stuff.
for a heavyweight world championship match, and you're the heavyweight world champ, I don't know, it just doesn't
Who
compute
is
to me.
the next? Where's Cody going?
He's going
The
to
Rock.
WrestleMania,
The
and
Rock.
then we'll see.
Whoa.
The
Roman?
Rock. The Rock.
Probably The Rock or Roman.
In a 3-way or something. But
Or maybe
it's-
they bring Brock back. I mean,
I think it's going The Rock.
Cena
Brock.
or Cena.
No.
Cody?
Cody and Rock is the match, I think. But we'll see where they go.
I heard that. I don't know. I don't know where I heard this. I think The Rock's got 2 more matches under his deal.
I believe it. One with Roman, one with Cody. I could see it. I mean, that just makes sense to
Well, I
me.
might have been watching that on TikTok last night.
Oh, there you go.
Remember TikTok? All right,
Yeah.
listening to it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't disagree with that. I think it probably makes sense. Up next was the women's tag team title match from Isla Dawn and Elba Fire taking on Bianca and Jade. Bianca and Jade had separate entrances. And then, man, I don't know. There was not really much in this match. The heels used the hair to get heat on Bianca
Dude,
early.
I love that.
I love it
Why
too.
didn't anybody do that? It must have been her telling them.
No,
not to do it.
they've had spots where heels use the hair for
I know,
spots.
but not as much as they used it in this match, dude. This
Yeah.
was like a focal point of the match.
Well, I like it. It makes sense to get the heat on it.
Yeah, I know. But so why haven't they done it before?
I don't know. They have actually. I've seen
No,
people
not
work.
like this.
I've seen them use it to work over it. Jade,
Nope.
Jade tried to help her, but then she got taken out with a taupe from Elba Fire.
Jade didn't use the double pump kick on the hot tag, which I like, but then she ended up using it on the rope on the apron, which was
completely-
horrible.
well,
Yeah, we'll get to that. So I thought they did a decent job on stopping the hot tag, and then Elba Fire hit a tornado DDT, taking Jade off the apron, which was pretty nice. Jade then did get the hot tag. I thought her comeback on this was pretty good, actually. And then,
Seriously?
yeah, her comeback was pretty good. I enjoyed her comeback. I
It
thought
was better than her
Yeah,
original.
yeah, yeah,
miss-
yeah, that's
miss-
what I-
But that's not unusual. Pretty good for somebody. Was
Okay.
my
Right, it's
point,
pretty good
you
for
know?
her.
Well, I
Yeah.
enjoyed her comeback in this. I thought it. Look,
Now you enjoyed it.
yeah. Well, look, we're
Were
going.
you spanking your monkey while you were enjoying her comeback?
I was not spanking my monkey while I was enjoying her comeback.
got a monkey?
Spank the monkey.
I just look. You know, we talked about this before. we see a lot of wrestlers. We say, oh, are they, how are they progressing? Jade's one of them, and obviously, look, superstar look and everything. I thought her performance in this was pretty good, but again, there was hitches. So they end up getting back to where they were supposed to be after some weird. I don't know. Jade and Elba tried a spot. It was just totally botched in there. I'm not really sure what happened with them.
I remember what you're talking
They were
about.
on, like,
But I
a
forget
different
what they were
page.
going for.
I don't either. I can't
Is that
remember.
the corner spot you're talking about?
It was after the jackhammer in the match.
I think they went for like a
know
quad.
exactly
I think they went for like a quasi like backslide or like a catch. And
Yeah, there
but
was-
like something got like misconstrued, and then if I'm remembering correctly, like did Bianca come in a part of it and like save the move or something happened?
Bianca-
Ain't on that.
The heels then hit their finish on Bianca, and then Jade broke it up.
I
And then-
like their finisher.
Yeah, their finisher's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that
And she
finisher.
took it
I don't
well.
know what it's. I don't know what
Finish
it's
was
called,
muddled,
but
though.
Well, I'm talking about the
it
heels
was
finish.
totally
I'm
muddled.
talking about the heels finish on Jade
the
and
finisher
Bianca.
move.
Right,
Yeah,
the
okay,
finisher
but the
move,
finish
which
was muddled.
which
It
is
was like,
interesting.
what's going on here?
Interesting.
And then there
It's
was
like every match, you should know when the finish is coming, or
The start
a
of
kick
finish.
out of you know what I'm saying. But there, nobody knew anything. So there's a thing in the business called like a pin out of nowhere. But that to me was a pin out of nowhere, but not planned to be out of nowhere.
okay. The one, the
That
wheelbarrow
didn't lead to
suplex.
anything.
I was like, what?
Yeah, they used that wheelbarrow double team finish for the win, and they won the titles again. But again, this match wasn't really anything. The crowd was into it. I'll give them that. They had the crowd with them. But
You got Bianca and Jade there.
they're stars. I mean, like you could tell the
Dude,
crowd.
Jade was a huge star, and all she had to do was stand there.
Yes.
All she does is kill her heat when she freaking does a move.
Right.
Yeah, I like,
Go out
dude,
there
she's
and let her stand in the
she's
15
over,
corner,
dude.
the
She's
whole match
over
will
as
be
hell.
over.
She is.
I love her aura, and I love like her
I know,
attitude
but
and
how
what
is
she
she
does.
not better at this point?
Well,
you know
maybe
what
she'll
you
never
know-
get better. You
know
know,
what I-
maybe she'll
No,
be like
she has to. She's not Lex Luger.
No, you know what
She might be in that category of somebody
a big
who's
thing
just-
that I noticed is that she's always on bent knees.
Yeah.
And
She's-
it's because she's always been taller than everybody. She's always on bent knees, so when she's doing stuff, she's hunched over.
Yep.
So she
Her
can't.
size means nothing.
It can't possibly look as good as it's supposed to look, and everything she's doing is like in a crouch.
All
you
right.
know what I'm saying? Like
And-
it hurts her because like, dude, she's big, she's strong, she looks great, everything she's supposed to do. Like,
In my career when I was
She looks
younger,
like $1,000,000.
Yeah.
yeah,
I was hunched over because I'm thinking. It's
Yes.
like, you know what I mean? You're like more tense because shit's going through your mind. The more confident I got, the more like back, my shoulders got back, my head got high, you know what I mean? My hands got out there. Once you know you're commanding the fucking stage, dude, then you can be like, yeah, these
It's
people
actually
are
funny.
mine.
It's actually funny. Like I was working a match, and it was like one out of my, I don't know, maybe 10 that I've ever had. And like Scotty came up to me. He's like, "Dude, you're hunched, like, because you've always been taller than everybody else." Like he's like, "Dude, you're over, like you're trying to get to other people's levels." Like Scotty, meaning Raven. Like he's giving me.
He was on his toes all the time.
He's
The one
giving me,
thing he
like
would
he's
always
giving
do.
me advice. He's like,
a short
he's
joke.
like, "Dude, you're hunched over." He's like, "Try and." I'm not trying to ask you to like overthink, but like just think about being tall. You're tall, dude. Like just think
Yeah.
about being tall and like do things. And like after that, I was always making sure I was on my toes beforehand, but like try not to like hunch. You know what I'm saying? Just because you're so used to it, like getting down to other people's level. Because like I'm 6'3".
Gosh, how many freaking times do you think that girl actually works in front of a crowd? Like a month?
Jade, I would say maybe 3 times. They don't do a lot of house shows anymore.
Is that
They-
right?
Yeah, they don't do a lot of house shows, and
She
I would
probably
say
did a
so.
lot more in AEW, right?
Yeah,
I mean, she worked a
probably
lot.
worked like once a week there,
That's the problem.
but they don't do house shows anymore.
Doesn't matter what you do in the training room, it does not
Right.
translate
You have to have
out
reps.
there to 20,000 people.
I would say she easily has under 50 matches in the business.
Well, she was
And
what,
that-
like 30-0 or something under
Yeah,
AEW.
I think-
probably,
All right, but
and
here we
then,
go.
What, 10
But
here?
here we
Yeah, I
go.
don't think she's had 50
Think about
matches yet.
who was the trainers in AEW and who are the trainers in WWE right now. Think about the trainers she had that girl should be better.
Well, I think oftentimes, I mean, you can be a great coach and the player.
Oftentimes what? What do you mean oftentimes,
Well, like
dude? You never been an athlete in your life.
I'm saying,
What is oftentimes?
I'm saying you could have Ric Flair teach his son David, and he's just not going to get better. Some people have it, some people don't.
That's a fair point.
Do you know what I mean? Like you could be a great
all
coach
right.
if the player's not great, you're not going to be
Is
great.
she ever going to get one lick better at this point?
Yes.
What would everybody say?
Yes, absolutely. I think she'll get better.
At this point,
Yes.
I don't think so. Just because on the sheer fact that I feel like I should have seen her improve at least a little bit at this point, and she hasn't improved at all. It's
I
the
think
same
she has.
exact thing.
I think her confidence has at least.
Well,
like I know you're talking about
you
that.
know what I think's
She has
improved
confidence.
is the freaking spots that everybody else sets up, so she doesn't look so bad.
True.
Yes.
That's what's improved.
But she has confidence in the
She's
ring.
like,
only
when she
involved
was
in the
working-
hot tag.
Yeah,
every match that she's been in, she's only involved in the hot tag.
Which is
But when
smart.
she looked the worst,
Yes,
it was when they let her do the hot tag with Asuka and the other Japanese girl,
they
and
bumped
she
her ass
was
off.
lost. But she was lost in that, you know what I mean? So the bookings got better to hide her. I don't think she's really gotten better.
I think she has confidence.
I agree.
And I think what's really going to
Yeah,
dictate.
sure, she's got confidence. You can see it on her face. But I think that girl's at the point where her being over is more important than her being a good wrestler.
Well, that's what I'm
Probably.
saying. She's gaining confidence because she's over as hell, and they put the tag straps on her twice. She's working with the best people in
Right.
the company, so her confidence is up here. But like, dude, if she was just a singles doing like whatever, it would be.
No,
Well,
they
let's
couldn't
see.
imagine it.
I think-
and it's so bad that's why they put Bianca with her.
'Cause Bianca
But why
does
the
all
hell
the work.
would you put those two together?
I think it's
them
ultimately going to
against
happen.
each other.
That's what it's ultimately going to lead to them being against each other, and that's where I think you can really judge how Jade has come along. Is when she has those single matches with Bianca.
I'm not very hopeful.
Well,
no,
I mean-
that's Bianca
I'm-
walking her through
And
it.
it's a damn shame.
And
We'll
honestly,
see.
I'm
It
not the
is.
hugest Bianca fan, to be
I
honest.
love
with
Bianca.
Dude,
I think Bianca's great.
The truth, I'm not a huge Bianca. I mean, she's
robotic.
She's got like 5 moves.
I don't like Bianca.
How many
that
times
much.
can she go to put the chick in the
Every
rack?
time I watch her, all I ever see her is doing this. Come at me, yeah, so I can duck.
She's very robotic.
Oh, I can't watch it anymore.
I think she
Makes me want to throw up.
All right.
I think she's actually way more talented than what she puts out, because you can tell she can work at some points, but I think she's thinking too much and she's like super robotic.
Wow, I never even thought about it like that.
What do you guys give it as a star for the match overall? I'm going to go 1.5.
Let's keep us on schedule.
1.5. I'm giving it.
1.
Ollie 1, Hack
I can't give it less than a 2.
0.5.
2.5. All
I
right.
actually thought I forget their names, but I actually thought the other tag team did some very good
I
work.
looked
in the
on
match.
in
they
that
look
They're good.
Yeah,
they're
The
very
other
good.
team looked better than they did.
They're very
They're good.
Yeah.
And they
Absolutely.
can work when you put them with people who can
Yeah.
work.
Yeah,
Kevin Sullivan would have loved that.
Yeah.
You go out there, you lose the straps where you actually look better than they did.
no, they look good. I thought they did some good things.
Yeah, they're good.
Because I didn't know the girls. I was like, all right, girl.
I forget their names because they're like
Alpha
fresh in my
Fire,
mind.
I have no
Yeah,
idea.
yeah, yeah.
Yep. Up next on the show was CM Punk and Drew McIntyre in a strap match. So this was a little bit different from strap matches where they have those lights on, and
That was the
unfortunately
first
for the
time
match,
I ever seen the lights. Have you seen the lights before?
that.
I like
It was
the lights
smart
too.
as shit to keep the whole audience into it.
I like
Yes.
the lights, but the problem is they weren't working. The lights were not working at different points in the match, and I'm like, I
I
can't.
thought they were fine.
Well, they weren't. They weren't coming on when they tapped the corners for a large period of the match, and then they weren't turning them off after they got reset.
I know, but
And that annoyed me.
still, okay,
It's such a
I
simple.
get it.
It's such a simple thing to have right. And if you're going to do it, get it right. Whoever was doing the lights, major botch on the show because
But whoever's idea was to do the lights.
I've seen them do it
That's
before.
why that,
It's
I'm
really
with
good.
that.
Yeah.
Because I'd never seen the lights
That's
thing
the
before.
over person of the week for me.
I like that. I mean, it's a great idea. It's a visual.
100%.
It's showing.
I crowd into
I
it.
loved it.
Yeah,
I was,
'Cause
in the same boat.
I've been to strap matches and been confused.
Right.
I've been to me and Ruben have been to live strap matches. And it was Dusty was in one, and it was Superstar Billy Graham and Bruno Sammartino
With
in
the corner
another.
touching gimmick? You're talking about the same gimmick, yeah.
But like once they stop, you know what I mean? You're like, wait a minute, what's going on right now? You know what I mean?
No,
you're
it's
like, oh wait, how many corners did he touch?
Yeah, it's a
Well,
cheat.
this is like 1978 in the Philadelphia
It
Spectrum.
makes sense, but man, whoever was working the lights, whatever happened with the hitch and the lights, that took me away from the match a little bit. But
And we're watching the match.
No,
and
it was
Oliver
the
like-
system.
and Oliver
Yeah.
was like,
Banging the
I
system.
like this idea of the four corners thing because they used to. I don't know. I'm 34, and I don't know. They used to do a whole lot more strap. I mean, not like a ton, but like they used to do a whole lot more strap matches or four corner matches back, like Tosh, when like we were like watching. Like I don't even know, Oliver, if you ever seen a strap match or a four corner match before
Not that I'm
before Bash in Berlin.
Starks and
even kn-
Danielson had one last year. That was awesome. All
Right.
out.
Yeah,
man.
you know
right,
what?
I remember that.
That was a pinfall, I believe.
It's disappointing that nobody was like welted up.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
hadn't seen one that
It's
was.
disappointing.
I
Punk
hadn't,
got color though.
I don't care.
I hadn't seen a strap match that was like touching the four corners yet, so like that was new to me, and I was really into it. I enjoyed it.
Okay, I mean, like I like the fact
I'd
that
actually like to see it more.
I like that Drew just jumped him from the get go. Like that's how this feud should be, and Drew
Dude,
just
it's
beat the
what we
shit out
it's
of him.
what we thought the last match should have been.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Yes.
It's like them going at
That's
each other
true.
like that.
Yes, this
Yes.
was definitely.
I agree.
I know I was very down on that last match they had because I thought it sucked.
Yeah, we all
And
were,
The
yeah.
booking of it was bad. This was actually. I don't think it was quite as good as I would have expected it to be, but I really enjoyed the work in this match. I thought they did beat the hell out of each other, and
No, they didn't.
you didn't think they beat the hell out
Okay,
of you
Not
wanna
with
see
the
more?
strap, but just generally speaking.
It was physical.
Okay.
The strap, like you were saying, they did not whip each other as
All right,
much as what you
here's
were
the thing.
expecting.
If you're having a strap match, the strap needs to be a little bit more intricately entwined in the match.
The strap needs to be the star of the match.
Like, yeah,
Almost.
like do the thing where I've seen it before where the one guy, it's like the heel is on his face. You know when you're doing like a bull rope competition or something like that, and they tied the dude up with his arms and his legs together, and they pull
They could have
around.
done. They could have done that.
You know what I'm saying?
They could have done stuff like that. I agree, but I did like when Drew was working him over and he had him outside the ring with the strap, and then he just like pulls him back in with it, just against the apron, little things like that. I thought the match was really good. I enjoyed the work in it.
No, I didn't say the match wasn't good. I'm just saying that the strap. It's a strap match.
Yeah.
You put the strap over.
What did you-
Maybe that's old school. You know what I'm saying? And it probably really is. But
What did you
the
guys think?
strap was the most over thing in the match back in the day.
What did you guys think of the table spot where Drew just like kind of gently just like dropped him into the table? I thought that was the shits.
Oliver didn't like it. I remember you saying live that he should have took it flat on his
I thought
back.
Punk could have took it better to make it look better.
But then I said that I thought Punk is at the liberty of where Drew's throwing him or placing him. So like
Absolutely.
So Punk
Absolutely.
So Punk can't.
That's Drew's freaking call right there.
He's
You're
gotta
like, dude, take care of me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Literally.
it looked like
Take
he
care of me,
kind of
dude.
just like rolled him over.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like rolled him
It's
over as
dude.
compared to like throwing him up and having him drop
or
on
like
Yeah,
powerbombing him
dude.
through it or
Yeah,
something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
these guys are worth a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? That's like Punk. Like, oh, just take care of me, dude.
I guess.
I mean, like in theory, I like the spot.
Me too. I like going through the table when you're connected and everything.
Yeah,
but like,
could've
it was
been
a
way-
it was a weaker bump.
It was a
though,
weak-
for the
If it
spot.
was me,
yeah.
the bump would have been way better.
oh,
Well, no,
No,
I'm just
you would have been
saying.
doing the front flip
The
off
front
the top
flip,
of the corner
yeah.
into the
Exactly.
You would have been going
Yeah.
for the Frankenhacky, and they would have pushed
Exactly.
it.
did you ever work? Did you ever work a strap match in your career? I don't
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
have?
I've done a couple chain and a couple straps.
Well,
Okay.
a dog collar match is a little bit
basically
different.
the
than-
same
it-
thing.
Bull rope, dog collar
No,
strap.
It's the
Yeah, but
same
it's around your
freaking.
neck, which is like
True.
a little
Yeah,
bit
but
like.
oh, dude, I did a freaking chain match with the pit bulls the first time we went to Japan, and the chain was like, imagine a link, like dude. The links were like 3 inches wide. They were thick as shit.
Those heavy ass chains, like
Yeah, dude. Like you ain't seen a dude come to a ring with chains that were freaking
with a
bigger than
10-pound
this.
chain. Yeah.
No, dude. And the weight just on your neck because you got this like inch collar on your neck,
Right.
And the chain
And the
weighs 40
industrial
freaking
chain.
pounds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this thing can hold a freaking tugboat back. Easily.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you're like a
Oh, it was horrible.
like it's like you're towing something.
Oh,
with
I
that
remember
chain.
Anthony wrapping it around his hand. Oh, dude. All right.
All right,
That
we sparked the
just brought
story.
in
Yeah, we
another
did.
one.
We sparked this one
So,
up.
this is literally, we're doing this match. We're over there for Ibaragi. And Jason Knight, you remember the guy in WrestleMania at the end of the hallway tie?
Sorry, say that again.
Jason.
Jason, not Jason Knight. No,
Jason the Terrible.
Jason the Terrible.
the
Yeah,
Terrible,
yeah, yeah.
So he's
Frankie.
there. He's like the booker. We're there for Ibaragi. And this is the guy. Me and the Pitbulls went over for him. Jason Knight was with us, and who's the guy that I had all my first matches with?
JT Smith.
JT
Yeah.
Smith.
JT Smith.
There you go.
So it's like the first night we go there. There's literally like 50, maybe 50 people in this, and it's like we're in a casino, like ballroom. You know what I'm saying? It's like a big room. It's not like a stadium or anything like that. We're having this chain match. Anthony freaking picks up this chain, and dude, he's an idiot, Anthony.
We've been over that. Yeah.
Okay.
No, he hit me so hard. He like tries to wrap it around his hand, but the links, you can't even do it. Because the links
Because
are
it's so big. Yeah,
and then
right.
he's like dropped it on my head.
So he just hard ways you with it?
Well, he didn't know it. But you got to understand, this was our first day. We brought in an ounce of Coke with us, an ounce of pot. Dude, you could smoke in row 35, 36, 37 on Northwest Airlines leaving Detroit to Narita Airport back in the day in like the mid-90s.
As in if the smoke wouldn't travel to the front of the plane.
Yeah,
It had
makes-
to
Well,
be-
makes a
had
lot
to
of
we
be in
went
row
into the
35.
bathrooms. You got to understand, we're flying 747s. So if you guys been in an airplane bathroom, you know how small they are. But on 747s, me and the Pitbull could stand easily in a bathroom right there, smoking a joint. And during the sync, all it would do was suck down all your There was no freaking smoke detectors there. You know what I mean? It was just
Smoking
like
a joint on an airplane.
yeah.
Okay. That seems like a smart move. But
I was snorting lines everywhere on the freaking
God.
airplane.
all right, so back to the match. Drew McIntyre.
Hold on, I'm not done the
Oh,
story.
you're not done this one. Okay, here we go.
So we get to the airport, and the very last thing you have to do is go through like customs. It's like if you haven't, it's hard to understand if you haven't traveled between countries and stuff like that when you need a passport. But there's a couple extra processes you have to go before you're allowed to get your luggage and walk into the country. So the very last thing we got to do is we pick up our luggage. It's me, Anthony, Gary. We're in a line, and we're just waiting in line. Little Japanese lady taps me on the shoulder. I turn around. Dude, I get an ounce of blow in my pants right here. Just turn around, and there's a beagle sitting next to her. Now, you know when I know. Freaking, when the dog's sitting, that means it smells something. So I turn around, and I'm like, oh, shit, in my head. She goes, do you have any fruit on you? I had a banana in my bag. I eat bananas. That's my sons. I eat freaking 20 bananas a week. I had a banana in my bag, and that's what the beagle was sitting there for. And I was like, oh my God.
Not the ounce of Coke in the bag.
Well,
It was the
Gary had
banana.
like an ounce of pot, and who knows how many steroids they were bringing in.
Well,
with
because
them.
they don't want you bringing fruit over because that carries diseases and shit like that.
Yeah. Oh, well, luckily you had that banana.
But either way, we kind of knew that because Dr. Death, before that, had flown over there, and he was bringing from Germany, like Rude and Death and some other guys. All their steroids were coming out of Germany. And all their other pills, their Placidils and like everything. So he got busted going into and the Yakuza just takes care of you. They like turn you around and bring you home. You're not doing the Orient Express like in a jail cell in Japan. They would just turn you around because the fucking mafia runs freaking Japan.
That's crazy,
Literally.
though. Well, you dodged a bullet there, man.
Many
Glad.
wrestlers have done that. Have gotten caught with drugs going in there and they just turn you around.
Well, I'm glad you dodged a bullet there. But back to this match.
Good segue.
Great. Drew McIntyre. Did you guys like him tapping out in this match? Did you like him tapping out? I did not like that in this. I didn't like. First of all, the
No, I hated
sharpshooter.
it.
The sharpshooter. I don't think Punk has ever tapped anybody to the sharpshooter before.
Maybe
and,
ever.
And I don't like when they have these matches with other
The
stipulations.
sharpshooter would never make me tap.
Oh, I think it would if Brett,
Ever.
All right, well,
Brett,
he didn't
Brett cinched it in on
he
you.
didn't tap, but
He said, "I quit," and then he passed out. Like
you can't pass out from a sharpshooter.
Right.
yeah.
You can't pass. Like, he went limp. Like as in if you were in, like, a sleeper hold. Like, he went limp and was, like, dead. And
Yeah, like Randy in the friggin' pay-per-view.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
right, but you can pass out from that.
Right.
It's plausible.
Exactly.
Sharpshooter is not going to pass you out.
No, not at all.
No, it's the dumbest thing ever.
I didn't like that. And then Punk started hitting the corners. He hit 2 corners, and then Drew, who had just quit in the match, was up trying to stop him. He laid him out with a neck breaker, and then he pulled out the bracelet.
Hold on, but you have to.
No,
like,
he hit him with a couple of the knee johns. What are they called? Where he throws him over.
GTS, you're saying Punk. That's later in the match with
But
GTS.
hold on for a second.
yeah.
Hold
Okay.
on for a second. You're bypassing the point that having him quit right there means something, but it doesn't mean something.
It's like a visual finish.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
means something. You know what I mean? But it didn't matter in the match.
It could
But
matter later on, though.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
Like, oh yeah, remember when you quit?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like later to bring it
True.
back up. Yeah.
So then Punk tried to reach for the... Drew Mac was going for the buckles. Punk pulled him back in and hit a GTS. Then he saw the bracelet. He went for another GTS.
This, I freaking hate this.
I know. I'm so glad the
Oh
thing
my
broke.
God, I
Just the
It's
bracelet
shit.
that was on Drew's nuts.
Oh
Yeah.
my God! I want that
Exactly.
thing
Yeah.
to break.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
sniffed it. Was like,
I wanted that thing to break so bad, and everything goes.
Yeah.
All the little beads go splattering.
but I actually liked that they saved it for the finish. They didn't use it during the whole match like they did previously. They saved it for the climax for the end, which made sense.
Yeah.
Okay, to me, what makes
I still
sense.
hate it.
All
I
right.
still hate it.
But
Like,
to me, to make sense, if you're going to put it over at the end right there, then why not start with it and utilize it through the whole match? Because if you think about it, that's the heat of the match, right?
I mean,
I mean,
he's
there's a
everything
lot-
they did over
there's
the
a
last
lot
6
of
months.
This would have been the perfect time to do like the where you break the bracelet and it goes everywhere and you're tethered together.
True.
This
Yeah.
would have been
Oh,
the perfect
go-
time for,
I
for
would
something.
have
to-
booked
Or I would have done a spot where the bracelet flies to the corner and Punk's like chasing after it and he yanks the strap and like so he can't get it.
Yeah.
Like,
Could have done a
something
lot
like
of
that.
different stuff with
Or
it.
Yeah.
if the thing breaks, and Punk's like scurrying around to try and get all the little beads. You know what I mean?
And then Drew's pulling
He
him
could've
away
done-
from it.
You could have done a lot of different stuff with it.
Yeah.
Shut up! You're just what are you in such a hurry?
I'm telling you,
You
this,
just like
Thursday night
segue,
football, dude.
segue,
Yeah,
segue.
Yeah,
we have a whole
NFL
other show
starts
to,
tonight.
we have the whole nother show to start talking about too. Listen, I'm
Yeah,
just going.
Tasha's got his Wrestling Observer notes to get
Yeah,
through.
yeah.
That's all right. We can brush through the first
No,
5
I'm just saying.
matches of that show.
Easily.
There's a lot of ways you could have done it. There's a lot of ways you
Is
could have done
that
it.
a beat of sweat I see going on?
That's your new standard.
There's a lot of different ways you could have done it.
Oh, I said it
Like a
again.
mother.
Where's the
No.
part of that, fellas?
Oh, you're never gonna hear the end of that, Tosh.
Yeah. Could have went a lot of ways. Could have went a lot of ways. Here we go.
Punk hit another GTS, touched 2 buckles, and then hit a third.
Yeah, but there was a couple other ways you could have went with it.
Great point, Hack.
I wish I would have thought of
Yeah,
that.
that's a fantastic way to say it.
Wait,
All then he had to do was hit the 4th one, but then he went for another GTS. Then he took
another.
and then he took his bracelet back. He touched the 4th buckle and he got the win. This was Punk's first win in the WWE in like 10 years. I enjoyed the work in this match. I would give it. It's not quite 4 stars. Something was missing in this for me. I'll go just a hitch under that. I'll go 3.5 stars for the match.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 3 3/4.
Okay,
3.75.
same for you. Hack's giving it 4.
Yeah, dude, you have to.
I agree with you. I think it could have went up like another.
All right.
I think they have a
not-
better match still out there, and they'll probably
I
have.
do
I
too.
still think they have like a really, really great match in them. and this wasn't quite it. It was way better than the SummerSlam match, which I hated.
I
But
agree.
to me, it was still. I don't know if they don't have the chemistry yet in the ring together. I don't know if it's the bracelet booking.
If they
It's-
don't have it, they ain't getting it.
Well, no, they have good.
Dude, it's not like that. It's not like
No,
that,
yeah,
dude.
like,
it's like fire and ice.
I mean, I was satisfied
Me
with the
and Al
match. Like
Snow.
I said, I
It was
thought it was
way
good.
better than the SummerSlam
yeah,
match,
it was
which I
really,
hated.
Like it was good.
This was really good. I don't know. Just for some reason, it didn't get to great for me. But
Yeah, me either. But I agree.
I'm gonna go 4.5.
wow, he's going 4.5 on this. Okay.
The 0.5 is slacking because of the Drew McIntyre pass out on the sharpshooter. That is like 0.5 in me, like directly. For a strap match, a four corners match, yes, there are spots to be had, but
They did it really good.
But what they did, I thought, was very, very, very good. They didn't overuse the going to the four corners. You know, like when they did it and then somebody stopped them, it was appropriate. They didn't do that too much. I didn't feel like the match went too long. I didn't feel like it was too short. For
How
what-
long was it, Ali? 16
I would
minutes?
say 19.
Whoa, Hackay!
Hack-
19 minutes, 15 seconds.
Oh, you're slacking.
Oh, I'm
Todd.
sorry. I thought it was a little. I thought it was a little shorter than that.
No, but for what they could have done more, but for what they did, I feel like they executed it. Like what they did, I feel like they executed it fine.
Oh, yeah, it was crisp.
and
Yeah.
it wasn't,
Yeah, there was no hitches or anything.
Yeah, no hitches for what they did. There was a couple, there was a couple false finishes with the corners, people stopping. Oh, and I love when Drew's carrying CM Punk to each corner. Drew's hitting the corner, and then Punk's hitting the corner behind
To
his
negate
back.
it. To negate it.
I've seen
Yeah.
that reminded me. I saw that spot before.
As a
They
finish?
stole that from somewhere.
As a finish, though? Because that would be a cool finish.
Whatever. It was probably a finish back then in the 70s, but I saw that before. I'm like, all right, boys, I forgot all about that.
Yeah, right. So like 4.5 for me. They did what they were supposed to do. Not the most like entertaining match, but for what they were shooting for, I thought they pretty much
Well,
nailed
and
it.
the crowd makes up for the entertainment, literally.
Crowd was just so
They told the story. It
Yeah.
made sense. Yeah, in
Right.
the match, they played the crowd. They told the story. It made sense. It was what we were hoping from their previous match. Is what they did. So I got what they were, selling.
Yeah. Up next on the show was Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley taking
Oh,
on
my man.
Dirty Dom and Liv Morgan.
Daddy likey the pin.
Man, yeah, you
The whole world like
Hack, would you do a job for her?
If she pinned him like that, I'm sure.
I got a job for anybody.
Yeah,
That's clear.
yeah,
throughout
no,
his
we know
entire
that, you
career.
loser. But I'm saying, would you?
Yeah, so you're right, I'm a loser, baby.
I'll tell you the one story.
So
Hack,
what
Hack,
would you
Hack
do?
was an indie show. Sorry, but this just triggered
No,
my brain. I
not
don't
at
want to
all.
forget it. But Hack was at an indie show. I think it was, I don't know. It's somebody who's like prominent in the business now, but like was younger. And for Tommy, when he was doing his House of Hardcore shows, and Hack's like, Tommy, why can't he just go out there and beat the shit out of me? Tommy goes, Hack, because you're the fucking Sandman. And Hack's like, all right.
Reluctantly, like,
Like Hack's literally just trying to get this kid over. Like,
Right.
like Tommy, why
Dude,
can't
that's
this kid
my
just
job.
just beat the piss out of me?
you have to ask Tommy who
And
this
Tommy
guy
goes,
is.
because you're the fucking
I
Sandman.
want to hear who this is. You gotta have to ask Tommy about this
Yeah,
one.
I can't.
That's fucking. I've
really
never
nice.
even heard that before.
That's a great
That's
story.
fucking great.
That is
Yeah,
hilarious.
like Hax is trying to do what he does. He's trying to get people over.
like the first time I met Rhino.
because Hack's not scared to
No.
do a job because it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
He's
fuck
like
me.
whatever. But if you can enhance,
Tommy, that's
if you
funny.
can enhance younger talent, like that's what you're supposed to do in the business. Pass it down. But it was just fucking hilarious because Tommy's like, because
Make
you're the
somebody.
fucking Sandman.
Yeah,
That's
you
why."
have to go over here. Bro.
I know.
I need you next month.
And this is that isn't the only time he said that to me. You know what I mean? Because I always would put somebody fucking over, and he's like, "No, dude."
I gotta ask Pap.
Yeah, we got to
Pat
find out who
will know.
that was. So this match, look, for a mixed tag, I really enjoyed this. The crowd was super into this. Huge "We Want Mommy" chant. I know you were probably chanting that at home, Hack.
I was probably jerking right here.
God, here we go.
Yeah, I like the fact that they actually let Rhea get her hands on Dom a little bit
You
in
had
the
to.
match.
You
And
had
yeah,
to.
like I'm actually like happy that they went that way and they didn't hold it off
But you know,
even longer.
But it wasn't in reverse though either.
Yeah.
See, back in those days, the guys didn't really touch the girls or whatever. But you're totally right. They had to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just because like everything built up to this, she had to get her hands on him for a little bit in this match, and I thought the work in this
But
was
he
really
never
good.
got. But it wasn't in reverse with the guy and the girl.
No, they didn't do any like male on female violence at all. I think they probably don't want to do that anymore. But Rhea certainly is as like intimidating as she is. It's believable when she goes against somebody of Dom's size that she could kick his ass. It's
Yeah.
like the old China thing,
And especially
China,
with the kind of like character he portrays, like the chicken shit,
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of like just getting bossed around, you know what I'm saying? So that just adds to it.
Absolutely, and the crowd was really into it. The heat's all in the right places
Dude,
here.
that girl is tiny, but when she's in the ring, she stands tall because her body, she's got that V, you know what I mean? She's got the short, she's got the thin waist, and then it just goes up with her shoulders are out. She's got big arms, she's
got
got
huge
long
shoulders.
arms, and she's got big hands.
Yeah, she
You know what I mean?
is
She knows
intimidating.
how to carry herself to make her look bigger.
She does, and also she stands out as having size next to Damian Priest too, which is no easy task because he's a
Okay,
big dude too.
she's 5'3".
No, dude, in the picture with you, dude, she's like up to your chin.
Dude, I'm kneeling down.
I'd have to look.
I
at the
was
picture,
shocked how small she was.
but You're definitely on your tippy toes, you fucking liar. You're like every other picture.
I'm just saying that she's next to Damian Priest and she
She's
still
tiny.
looks big.
She's
Damian Priest
she's
ain't
five,
that big,
she's
dude.
5'7".
There you
No,
go.
she's
She's
not.
5'7".
Okay.
Hack saying lifters.
All right, she
lifters.
dwarfs you.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I've stood next to her.
That doesn't
When I
mean
say-
anything.
Why not? You don't trust my.
No,
I
I just
don't-
pulled up the picture, and then you are in fact on your tippy
Oh,
toes.
God, we're gonna
and
put
she's
this on
up to your,
social
and she's
media.
up to your eyeballs.
Oh God!
Let me
Look at
see.
this guy.
Oh my! Oh God! You can't.
You are on your. I've seen 1,000 pictures of you. You are 100% on your tippy toes.
You
if
are caught
can-
in
yeah.
4K here, man.
And she's up to
No,
your
all right.
eyeballs.
Yes,
okay,
you are.
Even if Hack. Let's
You
just.
can't see.
Okay,
Look, you
all
can
right,
see
okay.
my heel. My
Okay.
heel's not up.
Yeah, it's okay, Hack. Let's in fact say that you aren't on your tippy toes. You said you were hunched over. Are you in fact standing straight up there?
No.
Yes, you are.
I'm
You're lying.
hunched over.
We'll
Yeah,
put this
you're
on
lying.
social and let
You're
our
standing
viewers,
straight up
our
and she's
No,
listeners.
but she's got 4 inch
Here
Oh,
we
she's
go.
wearing lifters
With
for
the
a picture
lifters.
with you.
I know.
We know,
I know
the
she's
picture.
tall.
She is tall. Yes, we know
No.
it.
She's not
They
fat.
all wear
My height
lifters.
judgment is better than Hack's.
Yeah.
They're all midgets.
Okay.
The Big Show is a midget.
Oh.
Do not believe this shit. Andre the Giant. All right, he's like a. He's
what,
he's a
5'8"?
little
Yeah.
person.
Oh, he's there. We go.
Yeah, he's not a midget. He's a little person.
he's
Disrespect, mommy.
Yeah, don't disrespect mommy. We love her. Rhea got the hot tag in this match. She went wild on Liv. The crowd
Should
was
have
just,
been me in that picture.
the crowd was just going nuts for her, man. They really, really are digging her.
Wait, great hot mommy with.
Okay, yeah, you agree with
All right,
that?
yeah,
Yeah.
his notes, great hot.
She hit a running knee.
Great pump handle spot.
I love when she saw Dom in the corner and Dom went for a hug on her. Dom was like, no, mommy. And then instead she just went nuts with clotheslines on him. And then she put him in the figure 4 around his head. I know, Hack, you
He
wish
was
that was
bumping
you.
his ass off.
Yeah, what's
for it,
that
too.
like crucifix move that Liv does?
It's
Into,
like a
pin?
crucifix bomb.
Yeah, I love that.
No,
I like it
dude,
too.
That was sweet.
And little snap to it. I mean, it's a nice
It looked
move.
great. Yeah, it was
it's
nice.
good in her arsenal.
It was like
and
a semi like pump handle, right? The
It
one
also-
that you're talking about.
It
No,
also
it's like a-
it's like a
I don't-
crucifix. She like wraps her like legs around the side kind of and like flips her, and it
It was when
works.
she
and it
put
goes
her.
right into
It
a
was
pin.
when she put her arm through. Liv put Rhea's arm through her legs, right? Or no? I'm talking about like the pump handle, like.
Reverse?
What's the one where you jump over somebody and then they do like the pile driver, the
You're
flip
thinking
pile?
the,
Oh, I
you're
hate
thinking the
that
code
spot.
red.
Yeah, but
It's
it was
similar,
basic,
but
but
it's-
it was but Do you remember the spot I'm talking
it's the same
about?
one
where
Ollie's
Liv
talking about.
put-
It's the crucifix bomb.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. It's the crucifix bomb.
Oh,
and-
man, we spent 30 seconds on that.
Okay. Listen, your Japan story was. Your Japan story was 4 fucking minutes, way too long.
No,
when you
it
could have just said,
wasn't.
"Anthony hit me hard with the chain, and I had
No,
coke in
because
an
I had
airplane."
He had
another
to give
thing, but it was
context.
going too long about the guy who was paying for the show, his girlfriend, that I almost screwed up totally with in a picture. That's where it was going, but he was pushing me. That was the payoff. I had a payoff, but Tosh wouldn't let me get to it.
No,
Mushroom burger.
Just saying.
Damian Priest came in and he was taking out Dom, and then what was next here? I'm sorry with my notes here. Priest kicked out of the frog splash that Dom hit him with for a big pop.
Oh, I didn't believe that. I got right there. I'm like, didn't believe the frog splash at all.
It was good frog splash, but
I know,
I didn't
but
buy
I
it as
didn't believe
balls. Yeah, well, how did you guys feel about some of the interference in this? Because I knew it was going to come. To me, it was just like, I know it's going to happen, but it was just a little too much.
I thought it was fine.
Yeah,
I
Priest,
hated the finish.
you didn't like the finish?
Yeah, it needed something more. After, like the finish didn't build, like the match didn't build to the finish properly to me.
I can see where you're going with that.
How long was this match, Ollie?
I thought
12
22.
14 minutes, 20 seconds.
Okay.
you're off tonight, Todd.
No, I'm just right around it. I said 12 and it was 14-22. The finish was Damian Priest took out Dom, and then Rhea hit the riptide on Liv and pinned her. The baby faces came victorious here. The crowd went nuts for him, but I don't
Too
know.
much eye poking also.
Interesting. Okay.
You know what I mean? Liv doing it to Priest and stuff like that. He goes in, gets spun around. Next thing you know, he's up on top of somebody less than 30 seconds after he's got his eye poked with a girl who's got nails and shit. You know what I mean? Just
Interesting.
they're little things.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're so little that that's the only thing that I had to that I could say bad about it. And the match was fine.
Yeah. No, I
I thought they built him and her
Right.
correctly.
Yeah, and now you build up to the future where you could do singles matches with them. Obviously, Liv's chasing, or Rhea's going to chase Liv.
Dude,
Here we go.
could you imagine him and her in a freaking singles match, like a half-ass main event?
A mixed gender match.
I mean, that would be awesome. Like
It'd
Liv
be a
and,
lot of bells and whistles.
Liv
but
and Dom, should have a match.
Why don't you have people there?
Well, no, Dom and Rhea.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Dom and Rhea. That's what I meant. Not Liv and Dom.
It'd be
but
a
yeah.
lot of bells and whistles, but
You should.
you could.
You should do it.
Yeah,
I mean,
100%.
it'd be like, yeah,
Wait, where's she from? She's England.
Australia, I
Australia.
think.
Oh,
yeah.
they need to go to Australia and do that match.
Big stadium show, and just kick the living shit out of Dom. I go 3 stars on the match. It was really fun for a mixed tag. Builds up a lot of stuff. Ollie,
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go 3 for a mixed tag. I mean, I thought it was alright. You know, it was good.
yeah.
I thought it could have been better.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been better, but it gave the fans what they wanted to see, and
Yeah.
you put the faces over.
It accomplished the goal.
It accomplished the goal. Hack.
Dude, it's a 7. Mommy's in it.
All right, he gives 7. I think it's probably more like a 3.5 with you. Ty?
I'm gonna give it a 4.
4?
It, like you guys said, it did what it was supposed to do. I thought it was constructed great as far as like a mixed gender tag. Like that can get clunky, you know, like with
Easily.
with the guy versus the guy, and then you tag in a girl, and the girl's not ready, but like you tug in Rhea, and Liv was right there out the rub, and she was catching the heat, the hot tag. You know what I'm saying? Like that can get super like construed and everything like that. So the story, great. They're doing their job with the breakup of that group. I feel like they're doing their job with that, and I've destroyed Dominic a shit ton.
Dude, he deserved it 2 years ago, but now the kid's freaking great.
Dude,
He's got it.
He's great.
He improved so much, and he's very good now.
No, like
So
a
I have to-
maxi
so-
level. Could you?
Wow,
Could you
talk about making the jump. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
you get it. You know.
Granted, he's worked like the best of the best, but it doesn't matter to me. You
No,
can work.
that
You can
doesn't
work.
matter
You can
for
work the
that
best
kid
of the
to get
best,
that good.
and still not get better. I've destroyed that dude, but I have to give him his credit, especially in this match. He bumped his ass off.
Yep.
He's done awesome, and he's like super improved. Like, listen, I'm not just gonna destroy dudes or destroy Jade or like what. Like, dude, when you improve, you improve. I gotta give him his credit. Like, he's super improved in my eyes.
He absolutely has. I thought his problem before was he didn't have a character or anything, and he was floundering as
It's definitely helped.
He was
Yeah.
floundering as like just this baby face in
Dude,
his dad's
his
shadow.
stash
His
is
dirt
so
stash.
dirty.
It is. It's great.
Like-
And the
No,
hair.
Tosh,
The
you're
name
wrong.
Dirty Dom is
Why
so
am I wrong,
perfect.
Hack?
Go ahead, Oliver. Say what you were gonna say.
I'm just saying the name Dirty Dom for him is so perfect because that stash is disgusting.
Yeah, but you like it's like you made it say like it made it seem like that the only reason he got over was because he got with mommy and then he got a character and stuff like that.
No, that's
he
helped.
got
No,
over-
it's helped though.
but just of his physical awareness in the ring is phenomenal.
Yeah. No, I
Compared
feel,
to how bad he was, dude.
I feel like the storyline and the character has definitely helped him in the like get over factor or get heat. You know, like because he's a heel, but his. Like you're saying, Heck, his in-ring work has like completely done a 180, like 360, and like completely.
I think
changed.
a light went off for him at one point.
Probably.
It's Conan kind of said that. Freaking, it's me, Conan, Fonzie. Well, we're somewhere in the last like less than a year, probably like 6 months. We're in, I don't know what state we were in or whatever, but we're outside. We're all smoking a joint together, and I started. The first thing I opened up with is, dude, how did that kid get so good so quick? He's like, I don't know, dude. He goes, I don't know. It just freaking clicked on him.
And that's his godfather. Like,
yes.
it's pretty much his godfather. Yeah. Like,
Because I know,
so
I
he
know
knew
the
it.
whole
Yeah,
family, right? Everybody. We used to roll together. Yeah, he's like, I don't know, dude.
Yeah,
Kid's just got it.
Something just happened with him, and like he was trained by Lance Storm. It's not like his wrestling. He had moves down. He bumped okay, things like that. But just you can really see it over the last
flow.
18 months.
And it's like letting the crowd kind of like dictate where you're gonna go with it.
You're not thinking anymore.
Yeah,
Exactly.
You're not thinking
he
anymore.
freaking figured it out that he's
Yeah.
the man in the ring and he controls everything that goes
Right.
on in
You're
there.
not thinking anymore. And you can
Once
see
you
it
get
in
there,
his work.
it's like, it's like,
Dude,
open it up.
100%. Because when you're
It's
thinking,
so
when
great.
you're thinking, it's like a half step here or there, or a hesitation, or like whatever. Like, dude, he flows now. Like, he's there for every spot. He's controlling a lot of spots. Like, you see it, and I just thought it was
Oh
necessary.
yeah, his timing's really, really good.
Dude, and his selling, and he's in the right position when he's taking a big bump. He gets up and he's backing into the corner for the next spot. Like,
Because they actually
he's ready.
threw him into the fire when he wasn't ready.
absolutely with
You know
his
what I
dad
mean?
Well,
too.
100%. But he was tagging with his dad, so he's like,
Well,
all
his
right.
dad's like, hey, let's make some more money for my family. They want me to come back. I've been on the shelf for 5 years.
That and I
You're
wanna-
taking my son with me.
That and yeah, I want to work with my son, so get it in
Like
while
LeBron.
get it in
LeBron
while you
James.
can. But no,
It is.
yeah, he's
Okay.
It kind of is.
He's improved a lot, and I just thought that it felt
No,
necessary
absolutely.
for me to
Great
say
guy.
that because I'll bury dudes, but like, dude, when you improve, you improve.
No,
I gotta
you're
give you
totally
your
right,
props.
Ty. Up next on the show was the main event. This was Gunther and Randy Orton, Hack's boy, for the world title. Man, the crowd was unglued for this. They went nuts for Orton's entrance, and then they did the same thing for Gunther, too. Orton got a huge standing ovation, and then Ludwig, showed up, and they went nuts for him as well. He did Gunther's intro.
I'm sorry, I hated that dude, but that was hilarious.
That was
He's
so
hilarious.
funny.
Yeah,
he was
he's
perfect
hilarious.
with it too. They did like really cool, like just old school wrestling to start, and then the fans were just chanting, "This is awesome" for it, and I thought it was too. The best thing in this match to start this match, the fans in the crowd start to do the wave, and then Orton stops what he's doing. he just does this little look around, and he just says, "Motherfuckers." And
Dude,
then he
that's not
does
the first time.
And then he does the-
He did it before.
Yeah,
before even the wave. He was like, "This is fucking crazy."
But with the wave, and then he starts to do the wave himself, and he was just like,
That means he's just feeling it, dude. He's been out there a zillion freaking times. He's so relaxed. And now because you got to understand, Randy had a drug problem for a lot of years when he was on top. You know what I'm saying? So now he's obviously past that, and he's like really smelling the roses right now.
Dude, it was actually
that's what he's doing.
It was actually super cool to see, like, watch Randy in real time, because you can tell in his face and what he's doing, like, he's just feeling it. Like, he's taking everything in, like, the
Like, I
crowd.
wished I would've.
Like, dude, the guy's been in main event of WrestleMania, this, that, the other. Like, he's actually taking that in and doing everything. And if you, like, what I took away from the match is that Randy was controlling the entire pace. He controlled the entire match, using the crowd, using everything that he had. Like, and Gunther actually tried to go a couple times, and Randy's like walking around like, nah.
in here, kid. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Well, because you gotta understand, when you're doing the sleeper and you're doing not the other sleeper when you're behind them and shit like that.
Yep.
You see, even whether Randy was up or whether he was down, Gunther was trying to call shit. Because you know me, I'm just like I'm watching him
and he's trying to go faster, but Randy's like, nah, slow down.
I thought he was paced beautifully, the match. I thought it was really, really
it was Randy
controlled.
Yeah.
You could see Randy controlling the entire
I wouldn't
thing.
even
you
say
have
it was
to
methodical.
but
Like,
you
it was
have
just
to-
paced right.
Well, that's Randy. But you have to understand, Randy knows that this kid's in like his basically home freaking town. Hey, relax, kid. I got this. And how slow was he? Dude, he was so slow.
and
Just very
The
deliberate
last
movements.
15 minutes.
And you see them circling the ring, and Randy's just feeling it in his era, and Gunther's like stepping towards him, like,
And he's
we're
like,
gonna go
"No,
lock
I
up,
ain't
we're gonna
going."
go lock up. Yeah, and Randy's like,
a couple of times.
yeah, and Randy's like,
Relax,
we're just,
kid.
yeah, right.
Relax,
feel
kid. I'm in
this.
control here, not you.
Yeah, we're having a fucking moment. You're the world champion. You're in your home crowd. Like,
We got 45 minutes.
right? Like, you can,
I love it that you see
like,
that shit.
just watching the match, like, he's just controlling the entire thing, and I loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it.
I really, really enjoyed the match, too. They were doing some work over on Randy. He was working over the arm for a while. Gunther...
They got the wrong arm, and Gunther's like, yo, dude, it's my other arm.
Couple times, yeah.
Gunther hit him with a
Well,
backdrop.
because you always work the left side of the body, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Gunther then switched to the other arm, like you were saying. They went up top, and Orton hit a huge superplex on him.
Sorry, Tosh. That the arm came into play during the table spots, correct?
Yes, I do believe it did, yeah.
Like when he dropped him
Yeah.
4 different times on the table spots. And
No,
Yeah,
I
it
thought
did.
the arm came in when the arm came in when fucking Gunther did the splash, and then he started selling his right arm.
I thought it was after Randy dropped him on his side and his back on
I think
the,
you're right with the
on the
back
table,
suplex
like
on the
4
announcer table
yeah,
when
like
it
4 or
broke.
5 times or whatever.
And then when the one broke.
Yeah, but he did it like 4 straight times when it didn't break.
Yes.
And then they saw the last, like, there was like a bruise.
Well, at least Gunther was smart later on and went to a left clothesline at, like, near the end of the match.
But I'm just saying, like, they were smart to... Because Michael Cole's screaming, oh, he's got a big bruise on his right arm. He's got
Yeah.
a big bruise on his right arm. And they started working the right
Yeah,
arm. That was the whole...
scuff.
That's just the
that
smart...
was his shoulder.
Yeah, like a shoulder or whatever. But, like, Michael Cole is screaming that in Randy Orton's ear when he's right next to him. And Randy's smart enough to be like, all right, let's take this match in that direction and start working his right arm. You know what I'm saying? And I
And
feel
it
like
kind of
that's
played
where
into
we're...
the
Oh,
finish,
he's
too.
totally aware of that.
It kind of
Yeah.
played into the finish too when Randy was like trying to like lift his arm out of it, and Gunther just like cinched it back in and hit him with a couple elbows, and then finally got the sleeper in super tight to finally
Hated
finish.
it.
You didn't like the finish?
I did.
I loved it. I thought they were fighting, and
When was the
Gunther
last
won.
time somebody lost a main fucking event to a sleeper hold?
Gunther.
1963.
Okay, so it seems to me like they
Samoa
are.
Joe was using a choke all the time.
That's true.
Guys use a choke.
But it seems
Not
to
a main event.
it seems to me that Gunther doesn't really have a finisher, and
sure he
he's
does the power bomb.
yes, the power bomb, but
Yeah, but Randy's-
like we say, how many power bombs can you give a guy, and how plausible is the power bomb? So
Oh, I did love that.
So it seems to me Gunther won the title by choking out Damian Priest with the sleeper, and now he just beat Randy Orton by doing the sleeper. It seems to me that they might be pivoting and changing into like sort of like a brute submissionist like type
Yeah,
finisher,
totally.
like for Gunther is what I'm
Yeah,
kind of gathering.
I think you're absolutely right, Ty. Yeah,
Like-
I think that's where they're going with it.
because he doesn't really have like because he's a taller, bigger heel champion, but that doesn't have like a quote unquote finisher. So they're kind of like pivoting to him being somewhat of like a brute submissionist.
Yeah.
Is what I'm kind of visioning,
I-
and I didn't mind the finish.
I really love the finish, especially with the elbows that he was hitting him with.
Well, because Randy fought back a couple different times. Randy fought back a couple different times, which doesn't make him look weak. Okay.
Randy can't look weak, and he knows
No,
it.
yes, I know that, but I thought it was a little weak how they got there. Randy's beating the piss out of him the entire time, and then Gunther gets him in the sleeper, and yes, it was like multiple times, and Randy gets out, but then that's it. I don't know. I feel like Gunther came risen from the dead after Randy was just beating the piss out of him
I agree.
for like a super quick. Even though it wasn't super quick because Randy fought back a couple times.
yeah, he
but
rammed
like,
him into the corner. He
Yeah,
tried
once
fighting
he
out of
rolled,
it.
Randy rolled him in.
But
and then
Randy
Gunther
was
came
like
back.
beating the piss out of him. And then it was like done, which I guess is fine.
It's how a sleeper would
but-
go, though.
Yeah,
no, choke you out at
wasn't
some
that when
point.
Randy
I'm just saying,
took
like,
the
the
belly
flow
to
of the
back?
match.
He went for this. He went for his move. Took the belly to back, and then Randy's on the big cell.
Yeah.
No, which I'm not saying like quick as in like the time per se, because Randy fought out of it a couple times and then he laid back on Gunther and Gunther was and then got him again. I'm just saying like the lead into the finish.
I just really liked the match. To me, it had like
so did I.
it had a big,
I mean, I'm nitpicking.
It had a big fight feel to it, and I love the fact afterwards they shake hands, and it's just like a sporting contest.
That was even more horrible.
You didn't like it? You thought that was the shits?
No, that was freaking disgusting.
Why? You beat him clean and you shake hands afterwards.
No, makes no sense.
I liked it. I thought it was really good. Ollie, what do you give the match? I'm going to go 4.5 stars for this match. I absolutely, really just loved the work in this. I thought it was two masters.
Hey, dude, are you like the mark for freaking the pay-per-view or whatever? You love everything.
I'm just giving my honor.
This is his first, like-
I think it's my first one over
like,
4
no,
stars.
yeah,
That's
I
like
gave Cody-
fourth match. He said he
No,
loved it all. He loved the girls' tag match.
I gave the girls' tag
like a
1.5 stars.
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
you
the
say
girls'
you
tag.
love.
Yeah. No, the mixed gender.
The mixed tag
he
I gave
like 3.5.
I think I gave 3.5 to
I'm
Pump.
Probably thinking of me.
Yeah, I don't know, Hank, but he's picking him.
I'm giving a 4.25 stars.
All right, 4.25.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't have really said anything else that you guys didn't say. I mean, Randy's just as good as it gets, and Gunther's just getting better and better, I think, every time you see him.
And you knew he wasn't going to
I
lose
think
in
he
Germany.
could sell a little better, but, I mean, to his credit, he doesn't have to sell that much because of, like, the kind of worker and character he is. But, I mean, that'll all come in time.
Oh, that's actually a great point. He is kind of like. Do you know who Herman Munster is?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He is kind of like.
I had no idea you were going
he's
there,
a
man.
dead
We're
The
talking
name.
Randy Orton versus Gunther and Herman Munster.
I never know what name's coming out of his mouth next.
I
Because Herman Munster.
I know, but he's totally. He's 100% right. His selling is the shit. It really
No,
is.
it's
he needs to be more rubbery. He's like a lot more. He needs to be like when you're on the cell. Don't just stand there and like have your eyes like rolling back in your head. It's like pull yourself up on the ropes and then almost get to the top and then take a bump
Hack,
down.
it's what I said either last week or 2 weeks ago or something like that, talking about a Gunther match. He's not used to working people as tall as him or bigger. And if you noticed, Randy Orton's bigger than him. When they were standing eye
and
to
Randy
eye.
Orton's my size. You're going to argue that one with me, Ollie?
Well,
Randy Orton's
Randy-
not your size. He's bigger than you.
Randy had about 3-inch lifters on.
Fucking insane.
Randy had about
Yes.
3-inch lifters on. But with that fact, Randy was, when they were looking eye to eye in the beginning of the match, Randy was bigger than him. The fact that, or the point that Oliver's talking about is not selling is Gunther's not used to working guys as big as him or bigger than him, so he's getting used to that.
It's a great point.
Which I thought he actually did better in this match than he has done previously because he's worked.
Well, Randy walked him fucking.
That's why I said he's getting.
Randy walked him.
Randy walked him 100% through this match. But I'm saying, as like coming from a selling and working standpoint, working with guys as big as him, he did a better job than I've seen him.
Yeah, he needs to be a little bit more dom in him when you're working against Randy, because Randy's 300 right now. You saw he had a little gut.
Dude, he's so big.
Yeah, he is a monster. What do you give the match?
He's twice the fucking size of him.
We didn't get Hack. It'll probably be 100 because it's Randy. But
Hack, what do you
how
give the
many
match?
stars you give it?
Who was it again?
Randy Orton and Gunther.
100?
I don't know, 4.
He goes 4. Okay.
Yeah,
So
I'd give it a 4.
All right.
I mean,
I was more bullish on it than you guys were.
yeah, the crowd work and everything like that. I didn't 100% love when Randy's working his right arm and he's still throwing chops with his right arm. Granted, I know he's switched up with his left every now and then, throwing his left, but
I did like freaking Randy, like literally spending a couple minutes on him, on Gunther going for his supposed finished powerbomb, and then Randy would just like grab
his leg.
I love that. Single leg,
You
yeah.
never see that shit.
yeah, a couple
ever.
different times, dude. I thought
that was
they did a
good
great job.
shit.
I thought they did a great job.
Yeah.
The way that they carried the match.
That's Randy right there doing that. Gunther ain't calling that. Gunther wanted to go 100 miles an hour.
Yeah,
Randy's
you
like,
could
no,
tell he
dude,
did.
this is a marathon.
Yep. So 4.5. I mean,
Overall, though, I thought it was another really, really good WWE pay-per-view, 5-match show. There was no real stinker on it, even though the women's tag wasn't that
The
good.
women's
but
tag was kind of a stinker,
overall,
but
though,
other than that.
quick pace, in and out. The crowd was super into it. And again, going overseas, these overseas crowds are so into these shows.
They're mopping the floor with the United States crowd.
Yeah, come on, we got to step it up, USA.
Dude,
If
it's
you
like
guys
an
are gonna-
ECW crowd.
I know,
Like, those
the-
crowds are like
The
ECW
U.S. crowd,
crowds.
U.S.
like-
crowd should be
I know,
embarrassed.
They
but
are
you guys
so-
don't understand this.
I do.
Those people go to soccer games and that's what they do the whole soccer game. There's two goals scored in a freaking game most of the time.
We understand that. That doesn't mean
Yeah, they're
that
just
you
better
can't
crowds.
say it
They're
was
better
awesome.
crowds than the U.S. crowds.
I know, but you have to understand something that they were chanting shit where you can't say they're an ECW crowd. You have to say that ECW crowd is a European soccer crowd.
Okay.
That's
I like
kind
it.
of my point.
Some
you know what I
hooligans
mean?
in there,
They
yeah.
were doing it way before we were doing it in the arena.
True. Very true. But overall, very enjoyable show. I liked it a lot. Coming up on the show here, guys, we watched Terry Funk's Wrestlefest, 50 Years of Funk. I do have some notes from the Wrestling Observer. I'm going to read real quick here.
All right, Meltzer.
From the 9/15 Wrestling Observer newsletter. For numerous reasons, the biggest one being that this is the pro wrestling industry, it was almost a given that ECW founder Todd Gordon and the prime decision maker Paul Heyman would eventually split. Like most businesses, separations of the type, it probably wouldn't be pleasant. Still, the circumstances surrounding the split wound up being strange even by pro wrestling standards, complete with a lot of backstabbing, intrigue, secrets, leaks, and all the elements of a good wrestling angle. The split officially somewhat quietly as far as the company went appeared to take place over the weekend, although many insiders knew it was coming for more than a week. Reportedly, Heyman informed the WWF of the goings-on. It was no secret to anyone at ECW shows this weekend that Gordon was out, allegedly for falling in an attempt to get numerous ECW wrestlers to join with him, jumping to WCW to do a new version of the NWO angle using ECW wrestlers as the outsiders. One, that Todd and WCW booker Terry Taylor had a conversation or more regarding the availability of ECW talent, as WCW is looking to expand its roster in '98 because of an ambitious schedule, and Taylor contacted at least Shane Douglas, if not more ECW wrestlers, with Gordon. Hack, I gotta ask you, this is about the Mole and Todd leaving ECW. I know Todd has set the record straight in his book about this and everything, but what do you remember at the time of the split that went down with Paulie and Todd, and what actually happened as far as you know?
Dude, I knew it was coming, so you know what I mean? Because me and Todd were so close, so it was different than, like, another wrestler in there, like, perceived what was going on, but I knew it.
You knew it was coming.
Yeah.
You could just see it was going to be, this wasn't going to work out.
Todd told me it was coming.
Todd told you it was coming. Yeah. But about the whole Mole thing, okay?
Yeah, that's bullshit.
It was total bullshit, right? There's no actual truth to any of that stuff. Todd wasn't negotiating with WCW.
Zero.
The WCW guys...
Paulie owned the company.
Yeah.
At that point.
Right.
The fuck's Todd was. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? That's the answer right there.
But people were saying that Todd was helping, kind of being like a pipeline for guys to go to WCW.
Right.
When the reality of it is that, you know, Kevin Sullivan had a lot of the contacts in ECW already, and these guys knew everybody in the business knew everybody. So when people like Raven wanted to make the jump, that was because of a connection with DDP. It was like
DDP.
Right, like people.
And Kevin Sullivan was Perry.
Okay. So, but just guys had different connections, and somehow all the heat got on Todd for this. Like, it just to me is a really
No, that's Paul Lee taking the heat off of himself.
gotcha for these
You know
guys.
what I'm saying?
Right. And so he's
Oh, this is why we're not doing good right now. This is why we're losing our TNT contract or whatever the hell. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Smoke and mirrors.
gotcha. So yeah, this is just an interesting thing. What was the boys' reaction in the back when Todd was finally out of the company?
It wasn't a big thing.
It wasn't a big thing, really,
No.
because at that point most of the guys.
It was like a transition. It wasn't like a one weekend thing. Todd's gone. You know what I'm saying?
This was
it was
over
like a slow transition.
Right, because like in '95 when Heyman starts to buy into the company, and then it was like you were saying, like slowly. Now we're in '97. This had already been in the
Paul's
motion for 2
pushing him
years.
out. He's not commissioner anymore. He's there, but Paulie's really in control. And his family, but Todd's still working for the company as commissioner, you know what I mean? And that's where the whole thing happened.
Gotcha. And unfortunately, Todd was pushed out of the company here at this point. Never returned to
Todd
ECW.
was fine with that.
He didn't care?
Nah, he didn't want to be on the road.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know he's got a successful business and everything, too. But Todd founded the company in 1992 after Joel Goodhart's Tri-State Wrestling Alliance folded. And that's the history of ECW, kind of. So Todd Gordon is out of the company here at this point. And this was the week before this show. So just some history of ECW there for you guys.
Dude, it's weird because didn't Joey mention Todd like a bunch of different times during the show?
He might have. I can't remember if he shouted him out on commentary at all.
I feel like he said like Commissioner Todd, or it might have been the ring announcer saying some. I don't know.
I can't recall one, but
Bob
Okay, yeah.
Ortiz?
no, this is some other
This
guy.
was definitely not
This
Bob
is not
Ortiz.
Bob Ortiz. This was somebody else here. So this was a very interesting show. A legendary wrestling family, the Funks. They had a celebration in Amarillo, Texas at the Fairgrounds Coliseum. It was billed as 50 years of funk, as Dory Funk Sr. came from Indiana to Texas in 1947 and eventually became the biggest wrestling star and the owner of the territory based in Amarillo until his passing in 1973. It was billed as the final match for Terry Funk in his hometown, where he started wrestling in 1965. So an incredible career of Terry Funk up to this point, and he wrestled for numerous years after this, as we know. But, Hack, what do you remember about being on this card and being invited out to come to the show?
Dude, honestly, the whole card's like a blur to me. It was like watching it for the first time, even the match that I was in. The only thing I remember is showing up. There was a big picnic at Terry Funk's house. I said, "Yo, you want to smoke a joint?" He's like, "Yeah, come take the trash out with me." And I'm not realizing it's such a big ranch. You know what I mean? So that was like a 10-minute drive to take the trash out. You know what I mean? And then there was he had like, I want to say like 83 or something. It's somewhere in the 70s or 80s of cattle, and one was in distress. So we stopped while we were freaking smoking a joint, and he's like, "Don't my wife this." And then he went out, and the cow had a big goiter on its neck, like a 10-pound goiter. He's like, "Yeah, I'll come back here tomorrow or the next day." And he goes, "I'll cut that thing off." I'm like, "Seriously, dude?" He goes, "Yeah, I'll get a big knife and I'll cut it off."
You're at Terry Funk's ranch for his retirement show.
Oh, I had to get out of the car. It was 100 freaking degrees. I had to get out, walk like 100 yards.
Carrying trash so you could sneak a joint with him.
Well, no, not carrying the trash. This was on the way.
Okay.
And he just knew by the sound of driving by that there was a cow in distress.
Wow.
You made Terry carry all the trash? Some guy you are.
I did all that.
That's awesome, though. But it's super cool that the show happened and that all you guys were included on it. And going out to his ranch. Any other memories of being on the Funk Ranch there? No? Okay.
None.
Is that the picture I see of you, Fonzie, Van Dam, Sabu? Is that you on Terry's
Maybe.
ranch?
Maybe.
I'll
I
have to
think
put that picture out. I've seen that, but I mean, you guys are. How many times have you been to Terry's Ranch in Amarillo?
Just
that
the one time.
Yeah.
It probably is it then.
So then it's got that's probably got to be it. Which is strange because RVD wasn't on, or maybe RVD wasn't in the
RVD was
picture.
on the show, but he was not included on the version that we watched for whatever reason.
Okay.
Yeah, what did he do?
He wrestled Dory Funk Jr. on the show and he lost to him.
Did you just ask what did he do when you watched the show?
No,
No.
RVD wasn't on the show.
Oh my God! I
No,
was trying to
I-
bury me any freaking chance he could get tonight.
He is
Jesus
trying to bury you.
Christ.
Any
Yes.
chance I can get?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
That's like 1,000 chances, and he's only done like 2.
All right. Well, that's high enough percentage for me to complain.
This was a super, super cool card because this was a mixture of WWF contracted talent, FMW talent, and ECW talent put on. So Funk and his wife put on the show. The show opened up with Wing Kanamura taking on Roadkill. I think Roadkill was probably in one of his very first matches in the company at this point as a wrestler. I know he's coming off that Team Taz dojo work.
I was wondering that because the getup was not,
Totally not the Amish Roadkill at all,
Yeah, it was
yeah.
not Roadkill getup. I was like, wait, they kept saying Roadkill, but I'm like, wait, is that Roadkill?
He's got to be green as hell at this point. But I thought they had decent work for what it was for an opener in 1997 here. The finish was a senton off the top rope, and he got the pin on Roadkill. Roadkill took a lot of this match, though. He was working him over a bunch, and you can kind of see like the origins of some of the spots that he would have and everything. But overall, not really a whole lot from this as an opener. I don't even know if we can give it a star rating. It just kind of was there, but it's like a 1 star.
Give it a star.
It's like a 1 star. I mean, like again, this is a Terry Funk tribute show. It's a cool card, but the work here is nothing like.
No, it's
spectacular
just
or
interesting
anything.
to see. All I remember of Roadkill is him being the Amish Roadkill, and then I saw him in this. It was like, I don't know, what was it, like a black jumpsuit or
It was
whatever,
It was
like
something. I mean,
like jail clothing.
yeah.
Almost.
It was something. And
I didn't even
No jumpsuit.
yeah,
I don't know if he got arrested at some point.
yeah. I don't know. I didn't recognize him, but
But yeah, Wing Kanamura from FMW got the pin. I wonder how much like politics played into some of the results on this card too.
I was just gonna ask you, like, do
And
you
we'll get into that later with some of the other bookings. But
yeah, like, do you think like Terry personally like asked for the FMW guys, or
Totally.
was
Oh
like,
yeah.
totally, yeah.
yeah? So like
That was like his company, like his Japan company. You know what I mean?
right, and it was just. I was just trying to understand like the origin, like, and I knew Terry's been over there like 1,000 times or
Yeah,
whatever.
this was billed as his last match in the States, but he did have a tour of Japan for FMW after this. So it was kind of like, yeah, this is my last like U.S. match. It's my last match in Amarillo, but I do have these other bookings. And then obviously Terry didn't retire, but
Right.
I think a lot of it played into like, yeah, let's get a booking for a couple guys on the show, and the politics of getting a couple people matches. Yeah, I think that makes sense there.
Yeah.
Not
And I'm trying. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but and like 97. So it's just like it's not the same as today. It's like, yo, it's Terry Funk. I need some FMW guys.
Oh, I'm sure they were all glad to do it.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like today where there's like contracts, like all this other stuff. It's like, yo, Terry Funk's having a retirement. I want this guy, so I'm getting this guy.
Yeah.
Like,
Heck, any memories of this match or anything that you had? Any
Dude,
notes?
I don't remember this whole night.
Okay, well maybe you.
I didn't remember. I thought I had a match.
that must have been the best joint ever.
Yeah,
taken
yeah,
to the trash.
yeah.
Like, that was like the best
No,
joint.
you guys, it was dirt back then. Their pot is so 100 times better.
You sure it wasn't
than
a
it was back then.
goiter joint off that cow's
No,
back
but-
that you got, that Terry siphoned off of
I
him?
might have been.
Yeah, it wasn't a giant magic mushroom off the shit pie.
It could have, but I have no memory of this. I have no memory of this whole weekend except the Terry Funk
Ranch thing you said.
trash spot.
Okay.
That's probably why you were only in for like 30 seconds.
Yeah, you were too fucked up, probably. Up next on the show was Taz defending the ECW TV title, taking on Chris Candido. This match, like, again, it wasn't the greatest match or anything, but I love watching Candido's shtick. Every time he's performing,
and he was jacked.
He
right?
was
fucking
huge.
great.
He was huge. When he does the Taz pose, he's more intimidating than Taz is. Like,
Well,
he is.
yeah, well, anybody is. Taz is 5'2". Here, you want to Google that, Ollie?
Candido's not very tall.
No, he's not.
No, but he had 2 inch lifters.
Oh, he had
Sure
lifters
he did.
on.
Just like you
Yeah,
did.
totally.
Really? Oh, I did not know he had lifters on. Okay, I did not know he was.
Hack wore lifters.
Yeah, Hack's wearing them right now.
Dude, I was
actually.
in the ring in sneakers. I was wearing Jordans.
You were rocking Jordans back then. But
All right, what else about this match?
Yeah, with 3-inch insoles in the bottom of them.
no, I like this match a lot for what it was. It was just like, look, Candido. I don't know if I've ever seen him have a bad match. It wasn't a great match or anything. It was only like what? How many minutes was this? Like 8 minutes? This is
7 minutes on the dot.
Yeah,
Right.
7 minutes. It wasn't a long match. It was just there, but I really enjoyed like Candido just doing some heel stuff, like telling the ref like, "Yo, he was pulling my hair," and like those little things. And,
Yeah,
like,
it's right there my tights.
I know,
Yeah.
it's like
On
one.
the move.
It's like one hair, Candido.
Yeah.
Or it's like he's pulling my tights and the move was a hip toss.
Right.
He's like,
it's just that shtick stuff, and
he's killing time, dude. You got to understand, he was already in WWF or
Yeah, he had his run at, the Body
WWF. You know what I mean? So he got it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I remember him telling me he's in WrestleMania and him and the Body Donis. Maybe does that make sense? And,
absolutely.
And they're like second to last in WrestleMania, and they're like bullshit. And he's like, what Denny's are we going to after the match? You know what I mean? So he got it. He was comfortable. He knew what he was out there for.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? That dude, he was in control of everything that was going on there, not Taz.
I love Chris so much, and if he was still with us today, there is no doubt in my mind that he would be employed by either AW or
Oh,
WWE.
no, dude, he would be an agent.
Yeah.
He would be an absolute agent.
Right, or a trainer or something, or even still working. I mean, he was young when he passed, and he was such a brilliant
But
wrestler.
he got it. He was
Yeah.
like your Tom Pritchard, your freaking Al Snows. He was like right on the trainer level. You know what I'm saying?
To your point, Tosh, when you're saying like he was so young, like
His brother's great.
I'm watching the show and Joey Styles is like, he said it a couple times. He said, yeah, like 25-year-old Chris Candido, and this is like 1997. And I don't know why, for me, when I was younger, and even like still growing up, I thought Candido was older.
Because he was around for a while, I guess.
Yeah, like I
didn't know he was that young in '97.
Yeah,
That's
he was-
insane.
yeah, he was young, dude.
I thought
he was young.
I thought he was older, and like Joey Styles said it a couple different times, like 25 years. I'm like, damn. I'm like, he was 25 then, and like, and even like me in '97, I'm 7-8 years old. Like, I don't know, for some reason in my mind, I was thinking that Chris was like older than that, but I'm like, damn, he was still so young, like, and so good.
So
like,
good.
He carried
Like-
himself well, too, in the locker room. You know what I
Dude,
mean?
yeah, he kept,
He
like,
was
he was
very poised.
very
He
poised,
really
very
carried
mature.
himself
Like,
well.
dude, he didn't like seeing him in the locker room. Like he wasn't like loud and boisterous to me
Not at all.
from what I
But the
saw.
character
Not at
is
all.
loud. It's turned all the way up. as
Yeah,
Candido.
no, but like when
You
he's
know?
out,
That's when those people get to let it out.
Yeah, like the character is turned all the way up as a worker.
yeah, like from me seeing him in the locker room, like he didn't say a fucking word. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if I've ever seen him like really talk other than like putting together a match or anything like that. That's why it was like crazy to me. I'm like, damn, he was 25. Like,
Oh, dude, the best part about Chris was you didn't see it in this match because it wasn't like the right setting. But Chris would love to go to the ring to just pop the boys because that's the way it was then in ECW. Like you're watching the monitor or you're like peeking around the corner somewhere. Me, I would find a spot like up high to watch the
yeah,
stuff.
we
you know what I
were
mean?
watching through the curtain. We were yeah.
But Chris would love to pop the boys to do the Fargo strut and stuff like that. You know what I mean? That was the best part about him. The worst part was he got tangled with her.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Literally.
yeah. I mean, we all know about the history of Chris there, but yeah, just watching him work, even in like a weird setting like this, so awesome. But yeah, the match was nothing special. Taz finished it with the Kata Hajime for the tap out, and yeah, that was about it. Up next on the show was Shark. I'm gonna butcher her name here. Tayuchi. I apologize to you, miss.
Okay, next match.
Taking on Lady Kuga. Yeah, there was nothing really here. Shark was a Japanese competitor. She worked in FMW. And then Kuga started out in All Japan Women's. Again, there was really not a whole lot in this match. She was just trying to rip her at the eyes. And then, yeah, I don't know. She got the clotheslines for the win, and that was a 3 count. Not really a whole much on this match. Any thoughts on this one, Heck? No?
Nope.
Nope.
Don't even, I've got it, but I have no notes.
Okay.
I mean, it was like
Japanese women.
Yeah, Japanese women. They were kind of like, they were actually like semi over for being in like Amarillo, Texas. To be honest
Everybody
with you,
on the
like,
show got a decent reaction.
right?
I mean-
Which kind of threw me off a little bit because like you're
Texas is a hotbed, though, kind of in '97 still. You know what I mean?
right,
Yeah.
right.
No, it's just a match on the show. Up next was the Bushwhackers, Luke and Butch,
Great.
taking on the Youngbloods, Chris and Mark, with their dad, Ricky Romero. The Bushwhackers. Listen, look, if you guys know
I
wrestling,
know what you're gonna say.
what? If you guys know wrestling history, the Sheepherders. Ty and Ollie, have you guys ever had a chance to watch some Sheepherders
They
wrestling
probably
before?
don't know.
I've never even heard of that.
Okay, so
The New
Never heard
Zealand
of that.
sheepherders, they were called.
they were like, just picture the Bushwhackers, but just picture insane, brawling, amazing, wild, brawling wrestlers. Their style, and then doing the comedy act that they did later for the WWF with the Bushwhacker gimmick. It's like complete night and day. But the Bushwhackers is a gimmick. I think they're over like anywhere they performed. You always see kids in the audience and everybody doing the little dance and
Yeah, but before that, they were straight badasses.
yeah, like just
You
bad
like
dudes.
look at those two guys. Look how thick they are.
And you could see the gig marks on the. I don't know if it's Butch or Luke.
Well, they do a lot in Puerto Rico and stuff
Huge
like that. You know
brawls,
what
just-
I mean?
yeah.
Canary Islands. And
Just wild brawls that they would do. Like, seriously, just insane stuff. And to see what they became as a comedy act, I'm like, oh, okay, it's a cool little, like, cap on your career. You know,
dude,
like
it
making
was the
some money.
greatest. Every freaking Royal Rumble, one would come in. He would come in right out the other side of the ring in
Yeah.
like less than 5 seconds. The other one would come in less than 5 seconds right out the other side.
You were close, Hack, to pulling that
Yeah,
off.
you could have pulled
I know,
the
but
Butch.
Booker was quicker than.
Yeah, well, maybe we can get
I
you in the
was
next
pissed.
Rumble. Yeah, you could do a Rumble again
All
still.
hail King Booker!
These two teams were actually feuding in Puerto Rico. The Youngbloods came out, they were waving the American flag in Texas, a little America stuff for you there, and they were working the baby faces against the Bushwhackers, which was a little weird to me, but whatever.
Yeah, the crowd didn't care.
Crowd didn't care. The match was just okay. There was nothing really here. Just I don't know. Just a kind of a decent match. The Sheepherders. I'm sorry, the
Yo, a bunch of
Bushwhackers.
missed spots though.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean? There's some clotheslines, some kicks, nowhere near The finish was a straight cluster. I mean, an
It was.
unbelievable straight cluster.
It truly, absolutely was. They got a double rib breaker on Mark.
Was that what that was?
I don't know. That's what I'm calling it. And then the ref was distracted, and they couldn't get the pin. And then the other brother came off, drop kicking one of them on a slam, and then he landed on top. Mark, I guess, got the win for the Youngbloods. Again, just nothing really much. The crowd enjoyed this, but again, I probably couldn't give it a star rating.
Nope.
4.5.
4.5 star classic by Hack for the Bushwhackers and the Youngbloods.
I love Luke, though. Every time I see him, I give him a hug.
That's awesome. That's so cool. Up next on the show, Hack, you were supposed to work Devon Dudley.
I'm the shit.
Bubba Ray Dudley. But then Bubba jumped you, laid you out, and then Balls had to face Bubba.
His cage shots were the shits.
They weren't
They were
good?
way too light.
Light? I thought he was hitting you hard. So what do I know?
Nah, dude, he should have been laying it in way more.
You did get a huge reaction when you came out, so even the crowd
Of course
in Texas,
I did. I'm God.
Well,
That's what I'm saying. 97 in Amarillo, Texas. ECW hasn't been there yet.
they have TV in Amarillo local market, yeah. And the local market was promoting the show a little bit. But
Right, but I'm just saying, like, I saw a kid in a Hacks t-shirt. I'm like, what the?
Well,
I'm
he was the
surprised.
smartest person in the audience, obviously.
yeah, the
So
guy was
what-
over everywhere he went.
You don't remember anything about this night. I was gonna ask. I was gonna ask why you came through the curtain and not the crowd, but you won't have any answer for that.
It was
But,
a rare coming out of the entranceway for you there.
But you ended by the third turnbuckle or the corner of the outside that you were doing the beer. You got over by the third one because people saw you in the first one. They were like, "Oh, this is different." The second one, they were like, "Okay, I can kind of get behind this." And the third one, you actually got cheered, and then
Yeah, it was over like God.
and then Bubba came out and they called him Balls Mahoney, and then Balls Mahoney's music hit, and then they were like, "Oh, sorry, Bubba Ray Dudley."
I know.
And then Balls' music hit, and then Balls came out, and they were like, "And Balls Mahoney." Terry didn't do a great job of structuring.
I don't know if they knew who you guys were. You know, it's like, yeah, there should be some ECW guys on the show, and this one guy, watch out for the guy who drinks beer. He's actually not going to wrestle. He's a little
But
too
you did
stoned
a
from
great
night
job
before.
of just doing your entrance, taking a couple cane shots, and getting out of there.
Yeah, I thought it was. Look, and the match itself, I thought it was like just an okay brawl.
Dude, you see how heavy those two were?
Yeah,
They were both 400 right there.
Bubba was really big at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Balls was too. But it was just, punch in, little brawl and stuff. Balls came off the ropes with a flying clothesline, which I thought was pretty nice. There was a botch, though, where Balls tried coming up off the ropes with a chair, and Bubba went for a dropkick counter, but the timing was so off, and I don't know if Bubba didn't get enough
Missed
air.
by like
Nowhere
3
close.
feet.
And
Nowhere close.
they both just fell to the mat, and
Right before that, Joey used an inbreeding line that I was like,
Inbred Ed, our listener
so I'm
from
like,
West
damn,
Virginia.
like now it's like my brain thinks like, could you even say that today?
Yeah, sure. We say it to Ed, our listener Ed from West Virginia. That's
That West Virginia.
Yeah, you say spank the monkey, so I'm sure inbred's all right.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, so
No.
you came out with your Singapore cane then. You caned Balls, and then Balls got some. I'm sorry, no.
Yeah, get your shit together,
you
dude.
passed it-
Seriously. This is like your 5th faux pas tonight, as Ty would say.
How many faux
with
pas
his
have you
French acumen.
You
I'm
hit-
allowed to have them. You're the host.
Okay, you're right. You're absolutely right, boss. So you passed the
And
cane.
don't ever call me boss. I'm not Andre the Giant.
All right, yes, sir. You
Don't
pa-
ever call me sir.
All right,
That's
dude.
my dad.
All right. Thank you, sir. Dude, I mean, you passed the cane to Balls, and then Balls hit some shots for the 3 count, and then it looked like Bubba kind of kicked out, but the ref missed it. But, yeah, I don't know. This match was just whatever. Mm-hmm. Any star ratings for these?
Nope, not yet.
5.5.
5.5.
I was in it.
I can't disagree with the 5.5 there.
Shut up.
Up next on the show, this is actually, I think, the first one I can give a rating to, was the franchise Shane Douglas with Franny, friend of the show, taking on the innovator of violence, Tommy Dreamer, and Beulah. So Douglas won the belt in a match with Funk and Sabu the previous month. and Dreamer is Terry Funk's protege, so trying to honor him by winning the ECW title on the show. Kind of a cool little thing. Douglas did cut a really nice promo before the match, insulting Terry Funk in Texas, saying that he is not going to put the belt on the line tonight. And then Dreamer came out and cut a promo.
Yeah, what the hell was that?
I don't know. He's just trying to seem chicken shit kind of or something.
I know, but it's horrible.
And then Dreamer came out and cut a promo saying that the belt will be on the line. And then for good measure, I guess that means he's, I don't know, ready to defend the belt, whatever.
And then Beulah said he had a small PP or something.
Yeah, something about the small. Yeah.
Is that what she said?
Yeah.
She said something about Shane you can't even see his wiener in his trunks or something.
Yeah, she ripped his package. So Joey pointed out that Douglas signed a contract for the title so that the belt was on the line. So I don't know. I thought it was pretty good. I did enjoy a fan in the crowd at the beginning shouting out that he was a Lex Luger wannabe. I don't know if that was at Douglas or Dreamer.
I didn't catch that.
There's somebody in the crowd yelled that out. You can hear them very audibly on air there. They did some brawling around the ring, and then Douglas went after Dreamer's left knee. And then I liked Franny getting involved. She did the little on the rope spot where they jump up and hit the leg on the air. I thought that was pretty cool.
I said that to her, but I made the clip real small so she couldn't get an idea where it was. I'm like, I might had 10 seconds. And I'm like, where were you in this? She goes, I did that spot 100 times with him. I have no idea.
Oh, you were trying to make her guess where it was, actually. Okay. That was pretty cool. Franny working as the manager was so good.
No, she had a couple good spots.
Yeah, she really did.
Good timing.
No, she always did.
Was great.
And then they did a spinning toe hold, and Douglas then turned it into a figure four, and then it was just kind of, just a little work there. Dreamer then did...
Long.
What?
Long. Yeah.
I thought it was good, though. I didn't mind it for what it was. We did then, because it's ECW, you have to get it, a cat fight between Franny and Beulah.
Cat fight!
You got to get a cat fight. I mean, it's just it's a must-do spot. Dreamer then was distracted going after Franny, and then another...
Shit pile driver.
You didn't like the pile driver?
No, it was horrible.
No,
Well,
he
he
protected her.
Yeah, he didn't do that.
That's what he was
Wait.
doing. He protected her. He landed on his ass and his back. He was completely protecting her, so she wasn't even close to...
Well, yeah, I know.
I'm glad you brought that up. Do you think that maybe he didn't do, because I've seen him do the pile driver to the Franny or the
and
ballet.
it's been more...
But you do the parade around the ring and you show her underwear. Do you think they didn't do that because it was a Texas family crowd, maybe, or something?
That's what I thought.
Okay.
Seeing that,
Because usually I've seen Tommy do that, and he does the showing her ass off
with the
to
underwear
everybody.
and everything. I thought, I 100% thought exactly what you thought.
Just
Different
like a
crowd.
Texas
It's not an
family crowd.
ECW crowd. Yeah,
The
It's
arena
a
would have got
Texas-
the panty shot.
100%.
I think so, too.
I thought that exactly what you thought.
Yeah.
The match, Hack, I agree with you. I think it was a little bit long, but I loved the start of Home. The interference with Francine.
Cat fight.
And then Beulah comes in and that thing, and then there's Tommy getting over on Shane, then Francine grabbing him again, then doing the pile driver, and then faking the pile driver. Then Shane grabs him, does a reverse. The only part I didn't love was the finish. The actual finish.
Shit finish.
I loved the start of Home and everything that led up to the finish. The finish was shit.
Yeah, it's a belly to belly from Shane. I mean,
because Tommy hit him with 5 things, and it's kick out, kick out, kick out, kick out, and then Shane hits him with a belly to belly, and it's 1, 2, 3. It's
I know, Mr. Hardcore goes down on the belly to belly.
right.
I know, but it's just the Shane Douglas match in '97. You kind of have to chalk it up to that.
Tommy hits him with the pile driver. Then he hits Shane with his own belly to belly, and then he hits him with the DD, and he's covering after each one and getting a 2 count after each one, and then does a DDT and gets a 2 count, and then it's finally a reverse, and then Shane hits him with 1 belly to belly, and then it's 1, 2, 3.
No, I don't disagree with you.
I loved the start to Home. You know when the start to home is like, all right, here, and then here comes the interference, and then boom, boom, boom. Like, the transitions and the interference were, like, seamless. They did a very good job of doing that. You know, like, the timing was fucking awesome, but the end-all, be-all was like, eh.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it didn't hit for me, but I loved the ending. Like,
Yeah,
the start to finish.
I'll go 3 stars for it, though. I mean, it was, you know.
Yeah, I'd give it. Yes, yeah.
It's a 3 star. It's a 3 star. It's not great. It's not bad.
Because everything beforehand was just like Hack was saying, like it's a little bit long, and it was just like whatever. But I loved the sequence of the start to home, like to going home, because the interference and the timing was so great.
No, I thought it was pretty good, though, overall. Ollie, what do you give the match here?
2.
2? Yeah, I mean...
It was a little long. That's it. Like, I don't know.
It's 9 minutes, 58 seconds. Like, I don't know.
No, wait, it was what? It was 10 minutes?
9 minutes, 58 seconds.
Dude, it felt way long. Dude, it felt way longer than that.
I mean, the time might be off.
20 minutes easily.
Nah.
It felt
I would
way
say you're
longer
probably
than
right,
that.
though. I mean, I don't know. Hack, what do you give the match?
7.
7 stars for Shane Douglas and Tommy Dreamer.
Just because Tommy Dreamer
and
said...
Franny and Beulah.
Yeah, because Dreamer said, because you're the fucking Sandman. And I actually got a word on that story that I was telling.
Oh, my God. Ty's on a roll tonight.
We do. We know who it is.
If you're constantly on a roll, like, what is that called? Like, just being awesome?
This is 2 weeks long, right? Well, maybe 3 weeks you've been on a roll.
Well, no, when I was telling the story about when Dreamer said, because you're the fucking Sandman,
that was horrifying.
I got clarification. You were working Karrion Kross on a Tommy indie.
Who the hell is Karrion Kross?
He's in WWE now, man.
He's been in WWE.
You know me is what he says. He's in WWE right now.
It's Karrion Kross.
Yeah, so it was Karrion Kross, and Dreamer was telling you to beat the shit out of him from the start for a couple minutes. I'm getting this story from my buddy because I didn't remember it like verbatim. And he said, Dreamer told Hack to beat the shit out of him from the start. For the start couple minutes, and Hack replied, "Why don't I just lay down for him?" and Dreamer replied, "Because you're the fucking Sandman, that's why."
That's hilarious.
Yeah, you're the fucking Sandman.
So is that dude over right now in the business?
I mean, he's in WWE. I mean, he's not that over, though.
He's like a mid-card, like a middle-aged.
He's a mid-card. He has a stable. He has a stable, and he's the head of a stable.
Okay. So
you know the guy who's the guy that came out with the Road Warriors?
Paul Ellering. Yeah, he's his manager.
Paul Ellering is his manager. You remember? Have you been watching Raw recently, where Ellering's out there and he's?
I know, but I'm paying more attention to Ellering than the other people.
And you know the big heavy set tag team, the big fat dudes, and you're like, yo, yeah, I know. I'm fucking speaking to a brick wall.
Up next on the show, this did not make the version that we watched, was Rob Van Dam taking on Dory Funk. And Dory Funk went over on the match.
Yeah, what was up with...
I got to ask you, Hack, about this. So Dory Funk goes over. It's the Funk show. And there apparently was a report I read in The Observer that RVD was not happy about doing the job to Dory Funk. Do you remember anything about this?
Well, no, but I can't blame him.
Okay.
Dude. You're asked to do a job to Terry Funk's brother on Terry Funk's retirement show.
RVD to do the job
someone
to
else
him.
be in the match.
Roadkill to do the job to him.
Okay.
Dude.
Fair enough. But, I mean...
Yeah, but who's RVD at this point, Hack? I love RVD, but who's RVD in 1997?
Okay. Shane would not do a job. Fucking Sabu didn't want to do jobs.
On Terry Funk's retirement show?
Let me see. How old's Dory here?
Dory's in his 50s here. Like, it's yeah, like his time has passed too, man. It's like, but at the same time,
I know RVD.
I can see both sides.
I love RVD.
So do I.
And I 100% agree with you. Like RVD's bigger.
I know, but you make a point. He wasn't that over, and why be there unless you're ready to do a job?
Was
I would
RVD
love
even
to do
over
a
in
job.
1996?
RVD was starting to be very over. Yeah, 96 was the year he started getting over, and 97 is where he's really cooking with gas. And so, but at the same time,
you're
it's
doing a
Dory
retirement show in Amarillo, Texas, which is reaching
Get
I
it.
don't know what like
Yeah.
to Dory Funk in Terry Funk's quote unquote retirement show.
Yeah.
Like, come on,
Well,
Rob.
I know, but you have
I
to
gotta give Rob
understand.
heat there.
I know, but you have to understand the significance of that. His last match in his hometown. That's like something that people will go back and watch.
Yes,
Like years later,
which we
and
did.
you know, and sometimes when you're smelling yourself as a wrestler,
I
you don't
know.
want to do a job.
Rob,
Okay.
you ain't listening. I know that. And Rob, I've seen you 1,000 times and I love you, but you were a pussy for that. And you'll probably agree to that assessment now.
Yeah, former NWA World Champion Dory Funk Jr.
I love,
Yeah.
dude. Me and Rob are cool. We're like, whatever. But I gotta give you shit for that, Rob.
Up next on the show was
Take the job.
Yeah, do the honors, bud. Up next on the show was Sabu with Bill Alfonso taking on Mankind. So this was Mick Foley.
Dude, I was so shocked to see Mankind.
So, like, this is 1997. This is a favor for Terry Funk. Terry Funk's calling in favors. Mankind's
Where's
doing the
Dude
show.
Love at?
Well, 97, dude. He wanted, I don't know, he's working his Mankind gimmick. And, look.
I always liked
Dude, I'm
Love.
watching
Yeah, I
the
love Dude
show
Love.
and they said Mankind. I'm like,
Now wait a
Fucking
minute, he
Meg-
wasn't Mankind.
no, they
Yes, he
call,
was.
no, they,
He was
no,
Mankind here.
He actually got, or Joey was calling him Cactus Jack.
But he was Mankind. He was in the full
No,
Mankind
yeah,
getup.
I think originally Joey called him Cactus Jack, but he came out as Mankind.
Yeah, he's wearing the brown and Mankind
yeah,
stuff.
he was 100% Mankind.
And
He had
he's
the
got the
mask, he
mask.
had the whole thing. Yeah,
And the
I was
claw.
like, dude, Mankind is
Yeah.
on the Terry Funk show.
Yeah,
like,
the Terry Funk
dude,
show.
it was great. And it's Sabu. If it's Sabu Cactus Jack, you're like,
Different vibe.
all right. You're like, all right, but it's Mankind.
I know, you're totally right, because I was like, I don't remember that character.
Well, no, I remember the
I didn't think-
character, but I
no,
was just
but I
surprised
mean,
to
the
see it
character
being
years
Mankind.
later in WWF.
Oh,
Yeah,
you don't remember
well-
Mankind?
No, but it was it was the same time
Not
period.
in '97.
Okay, yeah, he came in.
But that was
he
the
left
time
you guys.
period.
He left you guys in '96 and started with WWF in '96, and they had the idea of the Mankind
And
character.
came out as Mankind.
Oh, was that the one where Vince had him pulling out his hair?
Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
That's when he was Mankind.
Paul Bearer
You're
is-
just mixing up the time errors, but yeah, that was
Yeah,
the time.
Paul Bearer was his manager, and he was originally brought in by
Wait,
Jim.
Paul Bearer was his manager?
Yeah, and
Oh,
he
I
was,
forgot about
and
that.
he was brought in to be, they were struggling to find opponents for the Undertaker, guys that could really work with Taker, and Jim Ross had the idea to bring him in. And the idea of the gimmick was a Vince creation and everything. And he ended up making it work because he was such a great performer. But like a lot of people, if they were saddled with that gimmick, would not have gotten it
dude,
over.
he was so good, man.
And he would do the squealing
There
kind
are
of
a
thing.
lot of people that got saddled with Dusty Rhodes' gimmick when he went to Vince.
I know, but
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
the Red Rooster. I mean,
Totally.
the Coco Beware.
and Hack,
No, you're
like,
right,
and-
Hack.
Goes
I mean,
on and on.
There's a lot
I
of
know,
bad
but-
gimmicks he gave to great workers.
And,
Yep.
and Hack,
that,
like
like-
you said, the pulling out his hair when he was doing promos and he's in that mask
In the
and his-
boiler room.
and he's like screeching.
Yeah.
he's like,
Yeah.
I can't even screech that high. Is how good he is. Like, and he's pulling out his hair. Like, dude, he turned into a different human. Like, he turned into a different person.
why he was so great.
Like,
Yeah.
I know it, dude. He was.
That's why I would hang out.
man.
He's like a reason. Shane's like one of the reasons. Terry's one of the reasons. Ted Petty is, to where I would always want to do my interview last because I wanted to watch these dudes that were way better than me and I needed to learn.
It's so crazy. Like, Hack. I'm sorry, I'm like hijacking a little bit, but like in a promo, Hack, like you have to instantly when you're coming out for a match, like you're working your character, like you're like whatever, but like when they go, like when you're doing a promo and it's 3, 2, 1 action and you have to be that person, like how difficult or non-difficult for that was you, like for you,
For
or
me,
like
it was easy.
I know because
it was
it
me.
was you,
Yeah, it was
right?
me.
But like
You
for,
weren't
like,
having to turn anything on.
Right.
yeah, right. You
I
were
didn't
just,
have to be Coco Beware flapping my arms and shit like
but
that.
like, have
you know what I mean?
Have you come across like dudes that have had like real difficulty with the
Snapping into
promos
character?
being the like character? Or,
Well, no, because I didn't have that problem because I wasn't in WWF when all those stupid, the plumbers and you know what I mean?
Sergeant Slaughter, like hey, or
just like
or
any of the, there was a million bad gimmicks. Salvatore Sincere, you know what I'm saying? So I wasn't really around that.
Or okay, well you weren't around
Paul
that
would
like
just let you be your own gimmick.
and I know Paul, because I've been there and I've watched it. I've been with you, like you said. We used to sit there and do. Hack was literally the last promo every single time. We were the last
Had
people
to learn.
We were the last people to leave the show every time. I'd probably take a nap during half of them and wake up and be like, dude, we're still here. And then we'd leave in the van and then I'd fall asleep again and then I'd wake up when we were home. But Hack, was there anybody that came to you with like asking like promo advice, or somebody that had
No, guys wouldn't come to you.
somebody that had like difficulty cutting promos and like you said something to them?
Well,
or-
later on in my life, like if I ended up like being on an indie show or something like that, and the ones that had their shit together would do all their pre-tapes, actually a pre-tape before the show when I happened to be in the building. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So then I would see dudes, I'm like, I would literally just cut them off 10 seconds in. What are you doing?
Okay.
I mean, I don't even know their character, don't even know anything.
You just
but
didn't like the vibe.
You're
you
just
know
not
if
believing
they
it.
have
Yeah.
it or not.
Right, you're just not believing it.
That,
From the
that
get-go.
very first
Yeah.
note, you could tell if somebody has it or not, I guess, kind of thing. So this match was Sabu taking on Mankind. They got off to it really pretty quickly. They brawled on the floor, and then Mankind was targeting the injured leg, I guess, of Sabu, working it over a little bit. Sabu went for the air Sabu, running off into a chair.
Shit catch?
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. It was
shit catch.
it was not-
Cactus. Are you kidding me?
it was not the best.
I was pissed when I saw it.
Sabu's a little
I love
wild.
it when we have
but
the
yeah.
same freaking like notes.
Well, we know wrestling, man. Sabu kept going on him, and he got a nice Hurricane Rana for 2 off the top rope. And then Mankind fought off another Hurricane Rana, and then Sabu maintained control pretty much the rest of the way. Mankind tried to suplex Sabu through a table set up on the stage, but then Fonzie interfered, gave a nice distraction, and Sabu crashed on a crossbody through the table. I thought that was a really nice spot. And then Mankind's mask came coming off.
No, it wasn't a really nice spot because why would you set the table up right then? You saw how weak the barrier was. Figure between the fans and the wrestlers.
I can't.
It was like a velvet rope.
I mean, I thought it was
You're
a good
setting
spot.
up a spot.
Yeah, I know they
I
were
mean, I
setting.
can't-
I know. Get 2 chairs there together and put the one end on instead on the ropes.
No, he's a Bob the Builder guy. I mean, he always
Right?
he knows how to
dude,
build stuff.
I'm not setting that spot up on that weak rope
I thought the crossbody through the table was
because
nice.
you saw how the table was.
Weeble
It was only
wobble,
a
yeah.
45-degree angle. I don't know, just little things.
But I thought that Fonzie's timing of getting up on
dude, first.
getting up on Mankind right there
That's
on the
why he was
apron.
my first overall pick. Shout out to the draft. Holla, holla, holla.
All right.
You lost. Cheating bitch.
Mankind's mask came off, and then it seemed like Foley was just like cursing a bunch when Sabu moonsaulted onto his legs in the ring.
Yeah, I didn't understand the mask coming off.
I think it wasn't meant to.
What? Oh, you think it was?
I think it was an accident. Yeah, I don't think it was meant to come off.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Eh.
I do. But then he channeled. It seemed like he channeled Cactus a little bit because then he did the bang bang when he didn't have the mask on. So
Makes sense.
Maybe it wasn't it. Maybe it was intentional.
Great
now that I say
character
that
change.
because he did
Exactly.
do the bang bang after the mask came
Exactly.
off.
Cactus is smart as
So-
shit,
Well, that's
dude.
what I said. Joey
That dude's
introduced
a
him
whip.
as Cactus
Right.
Jack, and he came out as
So, I don't know.
Mankind.
And maybe the Cactus Jack thing was a fucking plant too with Joey.
True.
That's
It could have been. I don't know. I don't know
You're
any of that
picking up
stuff.
what I'm putting down, Hack. There you
So-
go. You're around.
I got to ask about. I got to ask about some of the
about
politics.
time.
I got to ask about some of the politics of this because the finish of this is just a complete non-finish.
Horrible.
He does the mandible claw to Sabu, and then Fonzie, and the ref, and the ring announcer, and then it's just kind of called as a DQ. I don't even know who won the match. Was it Mankind? Was it Sabu?
So it says DQ.
Just a DQ. There was no winner. It was a no
It
contest.
says Mankind defeats Sabu. Sabu.
Was it because Bill
Sabu.
Alfonso did a run-in and they called a DQ then?
It doesn't give me a description.
No, it's horrible. It's horrifying, and you're not and you're not communicating. You're not communicating on the match card because the match before you has multiple interferences from Francine.
No DQ.
Multiple.
No DQ.
Multiple interferences from Francine, and then eventually Beulah comes in and they have the cat fight. But like Francine interferes multiple times, which the ref sees, and then Fonzie comes in one time, doesn't really fucking do anything, and there's a DQ, and he gives the mandible claw to Fonzie. Then he gives the mandible claw to the referee, and then. This is my hypocritical statation. Statation.
Statation.
New word alert. New word
Can
alert.
you please?
Yeah,
Statation.
No, what's the word I'm looking for? This is my hypocritical.
All right,
whatever,
you're not a doctor. You're not taking a hypocritical oath.
stance that
I Archie bunkered that too just for the audience.
All right.
stance that I'm taking because I know it's 1997 and you're not like it is what it is, but you can't have.
Doesn't exist.
But you
Not a word.
No, it's definitely not a
We
word.
knew
I
it
just
wasn't
made
a word. He
yeah.
actually Googled to see whether.
No, but you're
Yes,
having.
that's his job.
But all right, hack check by Oliver says it's not a word. But you're having a ECW heavyweight championship title match that has Francine interfering multiple times, and there's no disqualification, and then Fonzie gets in the ring one time, and there's a disqualification.
I didn't like it. I just didn't like
Oh wait,
it.
Joe, hold on for a second. I saw the same thing in the freaking the Bash in Berlin. If you look at those guys are outside for so long. Every once in a while, freaking.
Oh, there's no
Randy
10
wants
count.
to roll.
He rolled it.
Arbitrary
It's a joke.
referee
It's
decision.
a statute of limitations.
But-
And Michael Cole mentioned that a bunch.
He covered it.
Michael
Yeah.
Cole mentioned that a couple times in the main event. He said,
They
"Yo,
gotta let him
he said,
go.
oh, yo, he's done a lot of championship matches. He's
Yep.
letting a lot go
But
here,
I think
which
with-
is fine.
I think
but
what this
there's a big
finish
crowd.
was. I think what this finish was is the politics of the show. You don't want Sabu to do a job, and you can't have a WWF guy do a job.
Yes,
so it
which,
just has to be a fuck
Sabu's
finish.
not doing a job here.
Right, and neither
He's
is
not.
Mankind.
and
Okay.
So you have to do a fuck finish. It's the only way out of business there. So that's why they did the finish.
Right,
That's ultimately what it was.
right is why I brought it up. But dude, you have to know the card.
Yeah. Well,
You
I
have to
know,
know the
but listen,
card.
it's
and I know
deeper
it's not,
than that.
I know it's
Sabu
1990.
was taught by his fucking
Hack.
uncle, the Sheik. You don't lose ever.
right.
No, Hack, I
It was more
understand
than
that,
that.
and that's fine. I don't care about it.
And that was the days
I
where
don't-
you
I
would
don't-
do a DQ or a non-finish.
I don't care
versus
about
doing
him
a job.
doing a DQ or a non-finish, but the match before you had multiple interferences that didn't get DQ'd. So you have to know. Yeah, you
Yeah.
have to know that you can't do a DQ finish
Right.
after
Oh, yes, you can, because every match is its own little story.
I like that point. Al.
exactly. Exactly.
Overall,
and,
though-
and that's where my
Overall, though, for the match, I would say, look, it's not the best between these two guys. I've seen them have great matches. This is just like a 2.5-star match. It wasn't
yeah,
their best work.
I
And
would
I don't know if either one was really going all out in this either. Like, I don't know if they were like, because Mankind's like,
For who? For what?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I would say a 2-star match because Mankind is obviously not doing what he's going to do.
because
and
he's got to
Yes.
go to work
And
the next day
And Sabu's
for
not,
his real job.
And Sabu's not doing what he's going to do because he knows the end result is a DQ.
Yeah.
He's not
All right,
showing like
but wait, don't anybody believe that when I say that this was like automatic, those guys doing that? Because either one of those dudes, and I've had who knows how many matches with both of them,
50.
like Cactus would do that running. He would lay you on the outside, and he would run along the outside of the ring, and then drop an elbow on you on the concrete.
Stiffest elbow
every
ever.
freaking night.
He would take it on his ass too, and he still laid it
every
on
time he did it to me, he never killed me with it at all.
Yeah.
It's Sabu, like the homicidal, suicidal, genocidal. So it's not like either one of them are like oh, trying to protect my body. Then you know what I mean?
Okay, but maybe but you have a contract to WWF, so maybe they were like, hey, look, don't do anything crazy. I know how you are. Just give it your C- effort. You know what I mean? I don't know if somebody in the office would have said that to Foley before. But look, I thought the work was just okay. Ollie, what do you give this match a star rating?
2.
2? Ty?
Yeah,
I'm going 3.
I would say 2.5 to 3 stars. It was all over the place, but like for those two, it is not what I expected from those two.
Yes.
But you have a great point when you say, you know, Foley's under contract with WWE, so it's probably like, hey, I can't do this. So Sabu's probably thinking like, well, I ain't gonna fucking put you over, so I ain't gonna do this. So it was kind of like a mixed
politics.
It was kind of like a mixed bag of like, hey, I'm gonna do my thing, but I'm not really gonna, like, we can't throw on I'm not gonna throw on a banger if you're not gonna throw on a banger.
True.
Like,
All right, here we go.
you know what I'm saying?
The only time Sabu offered, because me, Sabu, Fonzie were close, you know what I mean? But me and Fonzie are close. Sabu and Fonzie are close. You know what I mean? So Fonzie's the in-between guy. The only time ever that Sabu offered to have me beat him was the day my brother died.
Wow.
My brother died. I'm in Florida. He's with me. Lori's with me. We're in what's the Disney place or whatever. You know what I mean? I get the news. My brother dies. Fonzie knows it. I need to take a nap or whatever. And Fonzie's like, yo, Sabu, we'll let you win tonight.
What year was this? 97, 98?
Well, how old's he?
I don't know.
What are you?
I am 26.
There was 6 months.
He was born in
It
98.
was 6 months before he was born.
So 97.
Wait,
Yeah.
so Hack,
All right.
so you and Sabu were calling yourselves who would go over?
Oh yeah, in matches all the time.
So
Wow.
I called it. He beats me.
So they were like, yo, you and Sabu tonight.
Well,
That's
all
it.
right. Well, no, because that was our thing. Once I beat Sabu,
'Cause
why
you guys
the
had a
fuck
little
do
bit
I
of a-
keep wrestling him?
Well, you guys had a little bit of a run
Yeah,
for what,
we
like
had a
about a
big run.
year, Tosh, or
So once I beat
something
him,
like
it
that.
makes no sense to me in my head. Dude, once Kevin Sullivan told me, dude, you can lose every single night of the week. You get
This
over
is
it.
great. This is
never
great.
cared about winning a match again. You know what I mean? So Sabu never wanted to lose a match because that's the way he was taught. My brother dies. Fonzie obviously knows, and because Fonzie was in our hotel room with us and whatever, talking to Sabu, and Sabu offered to put me over that night. I'm like, nah, dude.
Damn.
Fuck you.
All
Okay.
right, so I'm sorry, I'm gonna like hijack this because I feel like it's like fucking important. You're put in a program with Sabu, like I don't know, your first match,
Year.
like whatever. Like you guys like have a year run or whatever. And who gives you that? Paul E, right?
Nope.
No, I mean who?
Paulie never once gave me the finish.
No. I'm saying like who put you in your first match with Sabu? It was Paul E, right?
Yeah.
He didn't say like, yo, you're gonna have a run with him, correct?
No, not really.
Right. So you're facing Sabu for the first time, and obviously you're gonna be like, yo, I'm doing the job. I don't give a fuck. But then you have another match, and he gives you like another match, and like when does the psychology like come into your brain like, hey, we're having match it like a match, like should we set something, like are you thinking, are we setting up a story, or are you just like, hey, I'm losing?
Well,
or
no,
like,
because I'm so early in my career that I'm not even that smart enough to think like
Far ahead like that.
like that
because it's
far
got to
in
be
advance.
what, like 97?
97
Yeah,
when
dude,
you guys had
she's
your
starting to get
run.
over huge right there too. You know what I mean? I'm like sowing my oats right here, so I'm not really thinking like where this is going. I'm more living in the day to day.
Right. Okay.
Because like you guys know, I tell you, I'm not a booker. I don't
Right.
think like that.
Right, and
I'm
you're
living
putting,
You don't
day
even
to day.
realize it when you're half in it, though. It's
Exactly.
'cause-
right, and then you're
Exactly.
just like, yo, you're going over again, and like you always said, like you're putting together a match with Sabu is like, yo, we only went out there with like 2 spots,
Literally.
and like maybe the finish, like how did you get that comfortability with him? How did that
Dude,
how did that
it's
feel? Like you
poetry.
had, was it one
Dude,
match
it's
and you were like,
freaking
okay,
poetry. Now, Sabu didn't happen as easy as Cactus did. Me and Cactus just somehow, it was so easy. It was just, I mean, it was the easiest freaking thing.
you were just out there and were like, that guy's thinking what I'm thinking.
Bullshit.
Right.
It took me like maybe 10 matches with Sabu to where we had ideas. You know what I mean? There's an idea out there. Who knows
To where
what
you
we're going
even
to
start
call at the end
thinking
of the
about
idea.
spots where you're like, yo, we've done this 1,000 times. Like maybe we should do this spot. Like,
No, dude, it comes with you off the top of your head.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. And these were 2 of your all-time best opponents, and seeing them here on this
easily.
show,
Easily.
like maybe even 1 and 2. Like if I would have to
Yeah,
say, like
absolutely.
your all-time best opponents,
And we
then
just gelled. It's like weird. It's
And
like,
they
it's like
gelled.
2 pickleball players.
I've seen them. I've seen them gel. Sabu and Mankind.
Dude, when
fully.
you're good, you're good.
I know, but I've seen those 2
But
guys
when
have
you're
great
good,
matches
you're
too.
good.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
it
And
seems
you
like
know that guy's shit. He knows your your shit.
it seems like just the common denominator is like, yo, hey,
Me?
let's
yeah, you're so humble, dude.
no,
Let me tell
but
you.
just being like, yo,
Oh,
let
God.
Sabu just do what he
Yeah, let
does,
Sabu
and then
cook.
you just
Let
do
Sabu
what
cook.
he.
Oh my god, there was now the Sabu matches were easier to me than the Cactus was because a lot of the Cactus was like a back and a forth match. With Sabu, it's
Yes.
easier because he could get on a highlight reel of offense and you just roll over, boom.
100%.
Go out there, lay on the table, freaking boom. You know what I mean? So it was a little bit different in that way between those.
Makes sense.
That's really cool. Up next on the show was Jake the Snake Roberts and the Headhunters with Victor Quiones
Crowd didn't care at all.
Skip forward.
taking on Haikushi Hayabusa and Masato Tanaka. So, Hack, any memories of these guys being on the show or
Oh, the Headhunters?
the Headhunters?
All right.
The Headhunters
So,
are
First of all,
this is gonna be good.
they're like the freaking Bruise Brothers. You don't know one from the other. The
That's what
Headhunters,
Joey said.
You don't
B? You
know
couldn't tell
one
A and B
from
apart?
the other, and that's a straight shoot. Now Joey might have had it to
B-
where like
Headhunter
he
B is the
picks
better
up
worker.
a little like mark. and
No,
it's-
Joey straight up was like, I can't.
He said
no,
I
one
know,
was
but
heavier.
that's his cell there.
No, I know that's his cell, but like literally, he's doing the match and he's like, Headhunter one.
Yeah, I worked with them.
Any memories of working with them?
I remember that.
No.
Just that they were.
I think I took it might have been me and Score. Somebody find that out.
You took a
Head-
splash from one of them.
That's
in a
what I'm
cage? In a
thinking.
cage? I feel like you had a match with them in a cage for some
He
reason.
took
Maybe in Puerto Rico.
No,
They
it
were
was
they
at
were wrestling
the
in
arena.
Puerto Rico. They were
It was
wrestling.
at the arena. You wrestled the Headhunters, and you took a splash from them, and he fucking killed you. But that was like '97, so it was cool.
Man, I
But-
got up and
But
busted him
I
up.
remember those dudes being in the ECW arena because
They
I
were
was there.
short.
That was the only
They were short and fat, dude.
dude. If I wasn't in,
But they could do moonsaults.
if I wasn't in
One good.
No, I think they both could.
No.
They couldn't both
One
do
did
moonsaults?
all the high spots. The other both fat or whatever the fuck his name.
Ah, so
One
that's
of
how you would
them
know.
did all the wrestling. The other one did the heat.
Interesting.
The
Okay.
only
I thought they
reason
both
I
did.
know the Headhunters is because I've seen them in the ECW arena work a couple times. That's the only way I know
Yeah.
the Headhunters. There's no way, like, I would have never seen them otherwise.
Yeah.
Tosh, have you seen them otherwise?
Oh yeah, I've seen them work. Yeah, yeah, especially
yeah,
FMW
but, like-
or Puerto
Well,
Rico.
yeah,
and,
but
no,
that's nowadays. And
But
you're
for
talking
me,
about
I'm
those
just
days.
telling you, like, I've only seen the Headhunters work because I was in the locker room with them and I saw the face paint with them. Like,
this is just a cool ass match
Yeah,
on
well,
paper.
dudes were honestly scared of them for some reason.
Well, I mean, they're big motherfuckers. I don't
No,
know.
they're not. They're like 5'5".
Well, they're-
Freaking we
no, I'm
wide.
gonna give Hack credit. They were only like five.
short as shit.
I'll give them 5'8", but they were
This is just
more
a-
round than they were tall.
This is like an interesting match on paper because if you had told me Jake the Snake Roberts wrestled Hayabusa ever or Haikushi, I would have said no way. Or Masato Tanaka or with
Well,
the
no,
Headhunters.
that's an interesting match, though.
Yeah,
when you just
like,
said
on paper.
Hayabusa, Jake the Snake.
That's on paper.
Hayabusa
I would
is one of my
love to
all-time
see
favorites.
that.
Dude, Hayabusa is absolutely amazing, and you only got to see him do like a little bit of the high spots he can actually do
He
in this
didn't
match.
really do much.
He did the 450 finish, and he did a couple dives
The
off the
finish
top.
sucked ass.
Yeah, I mean, look, this match
Yeah.
wasn't great or anything, but like you do see a little bit of sprinkles of some of the things these guys can do. Go and watch some FMW.
But dude, they were
Hayabusa,
way more capable.
So
Oh,
before
so
his time.
dude, like they're all
Hayabusa-
amazing. Hayabusa is just like an incredible pioneer in wrestling in terms of what he could do in the ring, and that like
No, he begat Sabu.
I
he was
just
before
gonna-
Sabu. Yeah,
Dude,
Sabu.
I was just gonna say
Because-
you watch Hayabusa and you watch Sabu, and Sabu took Hayabusa's moves and altered whatever he did and Sabu made it his own. But Hayabusa was the one that,
pioneer.
like
Yeah.
like the pioneer.
Real
that did all of
unfortunate in the year 2000.
Actually, maybe there might be one even before him who trained Hayabusa, but I don't know the lineage. Because there probably was somebody before Hayabusa. Because that's... Alright, it's like after World War, like a leap that you're going to take in technology or something like that. You know what I mean? You just don't come Hayabusa out of somewhere. You know what I mean? So I'd like to know who it was 10 years before him that made Hayabusa.
I don't know.
That's true. Well,
Because
that's
he
like,
made a jump. It was a huge jump in pro
I
wrestling.
Well,
think
that's
he was
like,
an FMW dojo guy, and he was trained by, I want to say, Tarzan Goto.
Yes, he was there.
But I don't know. Maybe Onita was involved in his training as well, because Onita could really, really wrestle too. Onita was dojo trained too.
yeah, until he went fucking like
hardcore.
that shit.
Well, until he went down to Memphis and saw Memphis wrestling, and then that's where he learned his hardcore stuff. So, like,
I didn't know that.
yeah, absolutely.
Well, how did he learn hardcore in Memphis?
Because all the concession stall,
Lawler, dude.
the concession brawls and everything. That's where
I know,
that's
but
where he
that's
got.
not hardcore.
Well, yeah, it is. It's
Well, no, but
brawling
that's
and
what I'm
stuff.
saying,
It's
like,
brawling
yo.
around the arena. It's where he got influence from it.
remember we were watching the Van
Neither
Dam.
wanted to do a bomb match with.
Remember we were watching the Van
We'll
Dam
get to that
documentary on A&E, and who did Van Dam say his favorite wrestler was?
Oh, it was Leap and Lanny Poffo. He shot it out Lanny Poffo.
So Van Dam took Lenny Poffo, but Van
he was
Dam
one of the first
made
guys
it-
to ever do a moonsault.
But Van Dam made Van Dam his. You know what I'm saying? Like Lenny Poffo wasn't like this dude doing the Van
Wait.
Terminator and doing like whatever.
Was Lanny
like,
Poffo the first guy to do a moonsault?
He was
did
one of
you
the
just
first.
say?
Yes, he was. He was one of the first guys to ever do a moonsault.
No, that's in America. They were being done.
All right. I mean, he was.
I know, but no, that was being done in Japan before that.
You might be right.
in
Yeah,
America,
absolutely.
click context in America.
Okay.
Whatever.
This match, though, there wasn't really a whole lot in it. It was kind of weird structure. I did enjoy some of the Jake stuff.
What was the weird structure?
Well, just I didn't like Jake the Snake was kind of in and out. I don't know. I mean, it was just not really the guys.
Ooh, weird.
Fair point, Hack. Weird structure is little clunk.
to me, it was
Tosh, clunky word.
Dude, he is so off tonight.
okay.
Oh my
I'm
god.
off tonight. Yep.
Oh
Okay.
my god.
Sure.
You're the greatest host ever tonight. Jesus Christ.
Jake the Snake. You got me all off track. I don't know. The match, the finish was a 450 after Hayabusa knocked down the one headhunter, and that got
It
the
was
finish.
muddled. The fucking finish was another muddled finish, dude. What's that? Like the third one we have here?
And Jake didn't hit a DDT on anybody.
Yeah. It was,
The fans were chanting DDT at him, so I don't know. No DDT. This match again. I don't know. 1.5 stars. I couldn't really give it a star rating. Ollie.
I'm with you.
Yeah, it's like
tough.
it again.
I
This
can't
is
even rate.
this is a tribute show to Terry Funk. Hack's giving it 4 because Jake the Snake's in there.
I believe it.
Up next on the show, this was the main event. Okay, this was Bret the Hitman Hart as WWF champion taking on Terry Funk for a non-title match.
Tell us how you really feel.
So,
Bret Hart's overrated.
oh god, I'm gonna fight you after this
Wow.
show. This is oh my god. Hack, any memories? So this show, they were recording a documentary, Beyond the Mat.
He
And
doesn't remember anything.
I know, but I gotta ask him anyway because then it sets up that he doesn't remember it. But
No, we can take a.
any memories of
Don't remember.
Okay, there we go. Doesn't remember. This match had
I
the real.
just saved you about 20 seconds.
Okay. This match had a really cool celebration before with Terry Funk's family and ECW representatives in the ring, and you positioned yourself on the top turnbuckle behind him for everything, which I thought was really cool.
He
'cause
knows what he's doing.
you know how to get yourself in for
He
a
knows
camera,
what he's
a camera
doing.
shot in the pictures, man. Just like
Listen, the guy's a piece of fucking dog shit, but he knows how to get over. So
Terry's wife turned around and looked at me behind her, and she like stared daggers at me. I'm like, sorry, I'm not.
and then you hopped off at one point before they gave him the belt.
Well, yeah, but I got what I was there
You
for.
did. And then Heyman cuts
Fucking guy.
Heyman cuts a great promo talking about how important Terry Funk was and to ECW, and it really did seem like a shoot because that is honestly the truth. That Terry Funk was influential in getting ECW off the ground there. And then he presented Funk with the
Dude, Funk was there. I forgot, but I ended up watching it recently. Dude, Funk was there back in the very beginning with Todd Gordon when we. All right, this is one of Todd's biggest screw ups ever that he did as a promoter because it was early. He booked Eastern College during the off season when nobody was there during Christmas break. So he thought he'd get everybody in the college there, but he didn't realize that it was Christmas break. There was 9 people in the audience.
oh my god, and he
But
had
it
to
was
pay,
Terry Funk's first night.
wow. So he has to pay Funk, and the house is 9 people.
Yeah, Todd comes from money right here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but still, you don't want to
But he
lose your
knew it was
shirt.
his screw up. You don't book December 15th at a college
You book
town.
before they go away for the winter break.
Yeah.
He did present Funk with the Lifetime ECW Championship, which was really cool. Dreamer gave it to him, and that was a really nice
No, a
moment.
Lifetime Award.
Yeah, it was cool.
Another screw up.
No, it was
by
the
Tosh
championship
tonight.
he gave him. He gave him the championship belt. That's what he said.
Well, in
said
wrestling,
lifetime-
you're not given an award.
It's
You're
a
given a
championship
belt.
belt. He gave him the Lifetime Championship
Makes
belt.
sense.
And then Bret took the mic, and Bret Hart said he considers Terry Funk to be the greatest of all time, and that Amarillo Wrestling was the greatest wrestling of all time. Kind of sucking up there to the local hometown.
It was stupid.
but-
It was stupid for him to do that
And
because
then-
he worked heel the
Well,
entire match.
No, but then he goes heel right after. He says he's going to whoop his
I
ass.
know, but-
So that was the heel turn on it, though. So that's where he went heel.
All right, that's not really going heel in a 45-minute match, dude.
It
People
wasn't 40.
forget
How long
that.
was this match, Ollie? 28, 30
No,
minutes? 30
25 minutes.
25
seconds.
minutes. It wasn't 45. They did go long.
Sorry,
and
it
they,
was 25.
and they worked a really old school style of pace and everything in this match. I really did enjoy watching these two guys. It was like two masters going at it, and Terry Funk being late in his career, having this match with Bret Hart, who is champion at this point in time. What did you think of the match overall, Hack? I mean, what?
I have 0 notes.
You don't have any notes on this?
No, it was a match.
I mean, did you enjoy it? Did you like it? Did you like the
no,
stalling?
it was a
I mean, what?
match. No, I didn't enjoy it.
You didn't like it?
It was slow.
But that's. I thought you would have liked this. It's like an old school pace to it.
No. I need a little bit more than that.
Look, it's Terry Funk late in his career at this point. I mean, he's not going to be spotting or anything. And
It's his own freaking town. Do a tackle, drop down, hip toss, arm drag, drop kick. No, I'm kidding.
I like when Terry Funk made the comeback at the end. The crowd was very into it.
At the end.
Especially when he got a DDT, the pile driver, and they did some brawling. And then, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I thought it was fun.
All right, I'll break it down for you.
He's on a roll.
It was, if you're watching a 1997 match of Bret Hart and Terry Funk, what are you expecting?
If it's a WWF or whatever it was, I would expect way more than it was what it was.
Okay, what spots are you expecting, Hack?
They did the ring post figure 4, which is, I thought it was a good spot. I enjoyed the work in this.
It's the pace.
No,
it's the pace. To me, it's really the pace.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm calling you out. What are you expecting from a Bret Hart?
No, it's the pace.
Yes, the pace was slow as fuck. Listen, I'm not saying
Put that
you
match
should.
in 13 minutes.
It's Terry Funk's retirement match.
Yeah.
Yes, it's Terry Funk's retirement match in Amarillo.
Amarillo. Castellanos.
Yes.
Amarillo. You're never going to hear the end of Amarillo.
Yeah, Rhea Ripley's 5'3". But what are you expecting?
No. More.
What more is what I'm asking? What more are you asking? What spots are you asking from them?
I'm not asking for spots. I'm asking for less. It's more by less.
I thought they had good intensity in this. I did enjoy when they picked it up in the final
third.
third.
The crowd on the fucking edge. You know what I mean?
It was long.
I thought they picked it up in the final third of the match. Like, they had the pace. I disagree with you, Hack, when you say they didn't have the pace of this match. I thought they did have good pacing, but I think they kind of went home, and it was, whatever. You knew you weren't going to get the best match between these guys, but it was what it was. I don't know. I'll give this.
It was what it was. I give it an 11.
No, give it. What do you?
Terry Funk and Bret Hart.
What do you give it for real?
You just
give
said
it 11.
I'm going 3.
I'll give it a 3.5. Yeah, Ty.
I'm giving it a 3 because it was long. It was long. But it made sense. It made sense. So No,
This was a really cool match, man.
It wasn't a great match.
No,
but
my thing is, it should have been fucking Cactus and Terry Funk in the main event, not Cactus.
Yeah, but
not Terry Funk and freaking Bret Hart.
Maybe they did it
would have
because Bret
been
was the
way
champion.
better.
Hack, I agree with you, but you can't. You can't move the star rating or what you think of the match because of what you thought it should have been.
Because it's my podcast and I can do what I want.
Nah, well, Tyler podcast is coming soon.
Okay. The way you're talking tonight, it sounds like you're going rogue.
Overall, though, guys, over the show, look, it's not the greatest show, but it is a historical show. Terry Funk's retirement show, pretty cool card. Again, a lot of interesting guys. We'll throw up the link on YouTube so you guys can check this one out yourselves if you have not already seen it. And let us know what you think of the show, as always.
Listen, if you guys are fans, it's fucking totally interesting. If you're wrestling fans, like, totally check it out.
It's an interesting show.
I know, I want to hear what they think because we're like a little bit more on the inside. I want to hear somebody come back with this, like, diagnosing something that you thought I was totally an idiot saying.
Well, not only that, it's
good
not.
segue.
It's really going to be Tyler that you're going to say, and it's a total idiot, or Tosh.
Good segue,
But
Hank,
it won't be
because
me.
we have our listener question segment coming up here.
All right.
Next week on the show, we are going to be reviewing AEW All Out and ECW's Gangsta's Paradise in 1995.
Oh, shit. All
As
right.
always, send in listener questions to sandmanpod@gmail.com. Up first is Brian Mills from Calgary,
All right, Brian.
Alberta, Canada. What's up, Sandy and the kids?
Yo.
Really,
The boys.
really enjoyed the ECW draft bonus episode. As always, the more episodes, the better. I wanted to send in draft grades for everybody. These are official, so no arguing.
right,
Brian, if I don't win right here, you're an idiot.
Here we go. Here we go. So no arguing or dissension will be tolerated.
Wait a minute, we're Ty cheating.
No,
Yes,
here we
sir.
go.
Yes, Mr. Mills.
Tyler. Taking Fonzie and Paul Lee was a wild play, but I think the rest of the picks were pretty decent to make up for it. Dusty was the kind of despicable pick that every draft needs. Grade C.
Loser.
Fuck you, Brian.
He gave you a C. Suplex Vintage Wrestling. Solid all-around draft. Quality with every pick. And taking 2 women as the non-wrestlers was a great play. The Pitbulls were an unreal value pick at the end. Grade A. Wow.
Invalid.
right.
Invalid discussion.
Well, and I stole all their picks. That's what they said.
All right.
Just so you know.
Hold on, we're going next. Oliver, another good draft. Plenty of talent up and down the roster, and also Balls Mahoney. Grade A-.
Balls Mahoney's your turning point. This guy's fucking
Hold
invalid.
on, here we go.
Yeah,
He's got
invalid.
big balls.
Ollie's got big balls. Hack's got big balls too. Tosh, taking Taz.
He's got the biggest.
Taking Taz when your own Mount Rushmore. Taking Taz when your own Mount Rushmore talent, Terry Funk, was still available, was one of the biggest drafting mistakes I've seen in all my years.
Fair point.
I couldn't believe it. This would be a lower grade, but Sabu is too good to punish you too severely. Grade C. Hack.
Oh, he had a super miscarriage and. All right.
Hack. Top quality all the way
miscarriage?
through. Taking the Dudleys first was ballsy, but getting Funk, Eddie, and Ray was excellent work. Should have probably drafted him first overall, but otherwise it doesn't get any better than that. Grade A+, and the winner. Brian Mills has declared you the winner of the draft. Oh my God.
Brian.
Brian gave me an A. I can't poo poo
Well, he gave
him
me
for
a
it.
C.
You're
so
a
he's-
Gargle fan.
Yeah, he's
No, wait. So what did Ty get? Like an F?
So I got a C. I got a
Which
C.
I totally
I got a
agree
C.
with.
I have the 2 best non-wrestlers in the entire company.
Yeah, and,
Yeah,
and
Ty's not a C.
and a complete lackluster
Non-ECW
roster.
Yeah.
Dusty and Bam Bam Bigelow.
They
are-
have a handful of matches in ECW.
Yeah.
No one even thinks of them as ECW wrestlers.
Okay,
No.
you have
Cheater.
Hack. All right,
Roster's
you
a
have
joke.
Hack. You have Hack. The guy
Five-time
gave you an
ECW
A.
World Champion.
Most
You,
ever.
Most
got, you
ever in
have
the
Hack.
company.
The guy's got a losing percentage of 100%.
5-time World Champ. Most
Yeah.
ever in the company.
Losing
Well,
percentage.
thank you, Brian, for the draft grades,
No,
even if we
don't
disagree
thank
with
you,
you.
Brian. That was fucking
5 times.
very,
5 times.
very
5 times.
piss
5
poor.
times.
Very
Dusty Rhodes
piss
did the
poor
job of
violation.
Steve Carino.
Up next, Johnny
That's
from
what you do in this business.
Johnny from San Antonio writes in, "What's up, Familia, D Hack and Brian?
I like this guy.
Don't need to beat a dead horse. Y'all know I absolutely dig the show. I dig that y'all take the time to answer my questions week by week. Hack has confirmed on the pod, as well as Tommy confirming on Busted Open, that they would argue who would take the pinfall loss since they were both Teflon and losing never affected them. Well, we talked about that tonight. My question for Hack this week is there anyone from any promotion that Hack absolutely refused to put over for whatever reasons?
Nah.
Nah, you're just nobody.
Dude,
nobody-
I've never. Listen,
You're all business.
Johnny, right?
don't care.
I love Johnny from San Antonio. Sorry, Hack. I didn't mean to
Go
step
ahead.
on your
No,
shit.
I don't
but
care. That's all I
I
have to say.
literally have never. I've been in the locker room with Hack. I'm not gonna say
Even
like,
as we're older, not even when he was like just a kid.
like I've never once heard Hack say like I should win or like we should win in a like I've never once heard that out of his mouth. Like literally, it doesn't matter who you're facing, who you're like. Shane Douglas, Taz, Roadkill, Danny Doring, Chris Chetty, even though he choked his bitch ass out. Like,
But a lot of times going on indies, like guys will want me to do this, and then they'll tell me how they want me to do it. Then when they're laying
And
it
that's
out,
what you
And
try.
I'll be
Hack's like, no, we're
let's
not
do it
doing
this
that
we're
way.
not doing it like that.
And
I'll get you to
no-
where you want to go.
No wrestler has. I've never seen it personally. When Hack's supposed to be doing something with somebody, they come up with Hack to something, and it never goes that way.
it's
It
hilarious.
never goes the way that it's pitched to him. It's always, no, we're not doing it. We're doing it this way.
You
Yeah,
take one idea, you
you're
throw
right,
that
Oliver,
away, you
because-
come back with another better one.
Well,
Yes.
because every promoter who's bringing Hack in wants to put Hack over because that's everything that he's dealt with, and that's everything that the promoter's dealt with in his entire career. And Hack's like, nah, dude, we're
We're gonna do it this way. So we're gonna do it this way, so we both get the shine.
Yeah.
I'll give you a perfect example. Like in the last year, I go somewhere and I'm like a extra special
Attraction.
in a 6-man match. Like it's a 6-man, but you don't know it's me until
Right.
like the end or something like that. You know what I mean? And I'm working, and I know their heavyweight champion, whatever town it was on the other side, and they wanted me to go in there and cane the shit out of him, and I'm like, well, no, why the fuck would I do that? And he had his underlings.
I'm gonna be in and out. Your heavyweight champion is gonna be your heavyweight
Yeah.
champion. Like,
No, we're not doing it that way.
Yeah.
We're not. I'll go in and I'll hit the other two guys, and then I'll look at him and I'll be like, and I'll offer him a beer, and then he swats the beer away from my hand, so that keeps him fucking strong.
I love it.
I like
dude.
that. Just the little twist.
I love
Yeah.
that. The
So,
psychology
just
of
those
wrestling.
little things. Yeah. And when he swatted it, the whole crowd went, ooh.
Yeah, he just dissed the salmon out in his brew.
love it, dude.
That's so cool. Josh in Braintree, Mass writes in, Hey,
All right, Mass.
Hey, Sandistas. It's Josh from Braintree again. My first question is for Hack. Did Paulie name the hardcore TV shows afterwards? I know he named pay-per-views before, but it seemed a little weird. Audience on last week's show didn't know Steve Williams was showing up, even though its title was "The Doctor Is In."
Well, I don't even know.
I think they did name
so
him
the question is like,
Did they know?
Did
No, he was
Paulie
a
have the
straight
name
surprise.
for that?
No, it was
but
after.
he's saying that he have the name for that show.
I would have no idea. But
Okay.
Paul's a genius, so yeah, probably.
I would assume not.
Yeah, because that's like a giveaway there.
like that's like an
Dude,
aftermath
the Doctor
thing,
is
right?
in is like the biggest fucking step over fucking.
right.
You know, if you're a commercial writer, the Doctor's in is where you go.
Well, heck, the promotion of it is like you could be like, "Hey, yo, come to the Doctor Is In show," and then you're obviously
stooging
thinking,
off.
You're obviously
Yeah,
thinking
you'd be-
Dr. Death.
yeah,
is
that'd be
kind-
too
like,
much. So I think they
whatever.
probably
So,
named him afterwards, but we don't know.
It had to have been
Yeah.
after the
It
fact.
sounds like a WWE Network kind of name that they would come up
No.
with.
This was the show name afterwards on
point.
the
Yeah, I know,
commercial
yeah,
release
right.
anyway.
Yeah, it had
But
to have been
yeah.
afterward.
My second question is for the whole crew. Are there any ECW alumni you thought would be a bigger deal than they ended up being after ECW closed? And who's surprised that they did? For me, I thought Kid Cash was going places, but it never seemed to pan out for him that way. Meanwhile, Tajiri had a pretty memorable run on the big stage that I didn't really see coming. Not that he didn't deserve it. Love Tajiri, but he's not a typical WWE guy to get a push like he did. Thanks for being the best podcast all around. I mean, I totally agree with Kid Cash. Like,
Thank you for the good words, whoever
Josh.
that. Yeah, Josh.
yeah, Kid Cash
Thank you.
could work all day long. I mean,
I'm going to
great
say
guy.
Carino.
Dude, he
Right
was-
off the top of my
That's
head.
a great name too, Ollie. Yeah. Anybody jumps out to you, Hack, from ECW at the time when it was going under and folded that you feel like should have got a run that didn't?
The kid, especially because he was a Jimmy Hart dude.
Who's the kid?
And I'm like,
Cash?
Heck, who's
Yeah.
the kid? Kid Cash.
And I'm
Well,
like,
that was his cause. It was
well, I know, but the guy, the caller, freaking said Kid Cash.
Yeah.
But yes, that kid was a star.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
a straight star, and I never understood because he always said he was a Jimmy Hart dude.
He had runs in WWE, but it just never, for whatever reason, clicked. Like he
Wait,
didn't have.
didn't they bring him in and put the strap on him the very first night and screw his career?
He had the. He was a tag guy with Jamie Noble at one point when he was in there too. I mean, he had a couple.
I don't even
couple
remember
different
him.
spots.
I remember
WWE.
that.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, him and Jamie Noble were like the Pitbulls or something almost, like kind of stupid like that.
So
But-
where was where was Jamie's other? Where was Wolfie?
no, not you're thinking Jamie
Wolfie,
Dundee. This is
baby.
Jamie Noble from WCW. This is a different. Yeah,
I don't even remember Kid Cash in
yeah.
WWE.
Kid Cash did have a WWE
They had
run.
a cup
yeah.
of coffee.
Yeah, a cup of coffee. But
Anybody else hack like besides Kid Cash like that you thought was gonna like?
No, like Carino.
yes, Karina. We talked about him.
I
That
thought
was-
he
you know
could
what
have
I mean?
instantly went to WWE
To
right
Jerry,
from ECW when it ended and been. It would have been seamless.
I remember being with Hack and we were in Ring of Honor and Hack was giving advice to see, not at the time, but CM Punk and Colt Cabana, but like Hack had very good instincts on CM Punk, and he probably won't say it or probably won't remember it, but he had very good instincts on CM
Well,
Punk.
because
So
Norm Connors used to hire me. I would go into Pittsburgh when CM Punk was sowing his oats.
IWC.
Colt Cabana, and then there's the other dude too,
Ace Steel.
Jimmy Vegas.
Jimmy Vegas. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the three of them that I would go out there a couple times a year and try to help them out.
But
Great.
I remember being a young kid and Hack talking with CM Punk in like Ring of Honor, like arena shows, and you know, giving good advice and stuff like that, and following that. But
Because he had something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You
He
just
saw
know.
it. Yeah.
If you've been there, you know it. Sometimes you don't, like when The Rock, when he was with the Nation, even the fans knew that he was so better than everybody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when you're in the business, you just know.
Up next is Cox from North Brunswick, New Jersey.
all right, Cox, that
Hi,
sounds new.
Brunswick.
I think he's written us in maybe one or two times before. Hey guys, question for Hack about Bob Ryder. What are your memories of working with Bob in ECW in 95 and 96 when he would do the live Prodigy chats from the ECW arena? He also did some Q&As with wrestlers, and I believe he also did the travel arrangements for a time as well. Fun fact, before they started as managers in ECW, both Joe Gertner and Sign Guy Dudley started as fans on the Prodigy service, so there's a connection between ECW and Prodigy before Prodigy died in the early 2000s. Any memories of Bob Ryder and some of these fan Q&A events, things that he put together?
None.
None. There you go, Cox. Sorry, bud. Try
Yeah,
it.
sorry, dude.
Yeah, Hack doesn't have any memories of that. Sorry. Coming up here, last is Ryan from Massillon, Ohio, writes in.
Hi, Ohio. Dude, I hope you're voting for Trump soon.
All right, yeah.
Trump needs Ohio.
Hey guys,
It's
sorry.
probably a lock already, though.
Hey guys, sorry it's been a while. Just been going through a rough spot. I need to catch up on episodes. I've listened to a few. Just been falling behind. Anyways,
Hate your rough spot, dude. I'm sending good energy to you.
yeah, there you go, Ryan. Man, sending you love, bro. Hope you're doing well, man, and hope you get over this rough spot, bud. Hack, ICP had a small stint in ECW and WCW. Did you ever have any interactions with them? And if so, how were they?
Oh my God! You don't know the
Didn't we
story.
go over the
Yeah,
ICP?
we already went over the
Yeah.
ICP.
Oh, my
Ryan,
God,
you'll
it
have to
was
listen into
so
an older
hot.
episode of Hack at the Gathering of Juggalos. He got extremely high in a go-kart he stole. And
I
not
Yeah, I was
stole,
gonna
golf
say
cart.
he was in a
Dude,
golf
golf
cart.
cart.
We're pretty
and
sure
it's-
he's banned. We're pretty sure he's banned.
He might not be allowed back at the Gathering. I think he's the only person
No,
not
they
allowed to be there.
offered me, but I'm like, dude, I'm
He knows
60
it's not
now.
for his own
No, we're
personal
going.
good.
Next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
it just happened. It actually just happened, probably like last week, maybe like 2 weeks ago or something like that. But so plan for it next year.
Next
we're going.
year.
Dude, I'm not going to the ring at 3:25 a.m.
You don't have to go to the ring, but we're going. Live
Yeah.
show from the
Yeah, but
Gathering
you
of the
gotta do
Juggalos.
it. Do it for me. Do it for us.
Yeah, do it for us, Zach. Let's go to the
Like,
Gathering.
Come on, we're
I
gonna
don't
go
care.
do
You
whippets.
can,
Yeah.
you could take a nap. You can do whatever you want. Like whatever.
Come
you
on,
can
Hack.
go to the ring at fucking 3. Hack, you're still up at 3 a.m. What the fuck are you
Dude,
talking
I'm
about?
old. I'm
Yeah.
in my room asleep at 3 a.m.
No, the fuck
Every
you
time
aren't. I'm
on
fucking
the
turning your
weekends.
fucking TV to
He
fuck
also
down,
says-
'cause
You were in the
Fucking
Backyard
dog shit.
Wrestling 2, the game. Did you or the boys ever play the game?
Yeah, I
Played it.
You've played it?
I've played it.
You-
Hack
do you
doesn't
even
play
know
video
what it
games.
is?
you were
Yeah.
in Backyard Wrestling too. I didn't know
Never
that.
even heard of it.
Oh, there you go. You were in the video game, Hack.
I hope they paid me.
I don't know about that, but
Probably not. Probably in an ounce of pot.
Taxes.
hope you're doing well, Ryan. We wish you nothing but the best, man. And as always, guys, send us in questions to sandmanpod@gmail.com. Like, share, review. Next week, we are reviewing AEW All Out and ECW's Gangsta's Paradise. But before we go...
Fuck.
You're not going to get me 2 weeks in a row. That botch was a mistake. As always, the cane of the week and the toast of the week. Hack.
No, dude, I got 2 canes of the week.
Oh, okay.
One is the drunken driver that killed the hockey boys.
Absolutely.
Jesus
Like,
Christ! What a fucking
Right
tragedy,
before, like, one of them was getting married the next day. There was a wedding.
Sister.
Yeah,
Sister.
Dude, that's
So
so,
sad.
horrific. You know what I mean?
Don't
And
drink and
then,
drive, guys.
The Georgia school shooting, killing 4 people. Dude, that shit shouldn't be happening.
Both horrible stories. Like, we need to fix this shit. But
Yeah.
good.
No,
good.
yeah.
Well, right down the street, Upper Darby High School, there was a kid with a
I know.
loaded gun in there, like Wednesday or something.
Yep. I saw that in the news as well. Yeah.
Geez. Toast of the week, Hack. Anything?
Just a bummer on the canes of the week there. So, okay, guys, like, share, review. We will be back
bless
next
everybody.
week. Take care, everybody, and we will be back for AW All Out and ECW's Gangsta's Paradise.
Peace.
Ain't it foggy outside?